No, he's got it. He brought it. Who's that, Ronnie? Who's that? Okay.
Good evening and welcome to Jerrabomberra South Regional Sporting Complex. It's Hahn Australia Cup qualifying semi-final action. Queanbeyan City and Tigers FC vying for a place in the final on Saturday the 7th of June. Your broadcast brought to you by our Australia Cup sponsors, Allstate Towing, broken down or been in an accident. Give Allstate Towing a call, your 24/7 local trusted towing company. Electro Tinj proudly supporting the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying rounds. Deakin Club, the family-friendly football club. Kitro Excavations for your excavation and earth-moving needs. Rhythm Snowsports, Ignite the Stoke. Canberra PC Repair, IT support when you need it most. LJ Hooker, for your real estate needs, contact Lukas at LJ Hooker. And Xela Construction, commercial builders, proudly supporting grassroots football. That's your sponsors. My name's Rex Gibbs. Joining me in commentary is South Canberra's finest and leading goal scorer, despite having a dodgy old knee and broken legs and all sorts of other things. Kelly Sturton, welcome, Kelly. Thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for having me, Russ. Looking forward to this game.
So you've got a knackered leg, right? Is it an ankle or knee? Knee, isn't it? And you've been you got surgery coming up this week.
I do this Thursday.
Yeah. So how have you managed to play and score 6 goals or whatever it is for South Canberra, be leading goal scorer?
Just dealing with pain is fine, Russ. Like, you just get on with life. A bit of sticky tape and off we go.
It's not stopped you, has it? I mean, did I read someone who scored how many different goal scorers this season in your league? About 114 or something?
Yeah, 100 and something different. It's crazy. Look, I do play Masters, so it's not that quick.
Yeah, but that's fine. I'm actually a fair play to whoever in your club is keeping track of 115 different goal scorers as well. That is pretty special. Cup football tonight, isn't it? Knockout action. This is the end of a long road for one of these teams. For one of them, it will be heartbreaking disappointment. For the other, there will be progression to the final. Tigers SC currently second in the table with 14 points from 7 games. Queanbeyan City on 5th on 6 points from 6 games. The table would suggest that it's Queanbeyan City, that's Tigers to win. Queanbeyan City home game though. They've got the barbecue going. They've got the fans here as well. You never know in cup football, do you?
No, not at all. And look, Queanbeyan's made a few upsets during the season, beating Monero as well. So, it's the luck of the cup, right? You don't know what's going to happen.
They are missing Sam Whittier tonight. Their linchpin Tigers FC. He's got a bit of an injury, a hamstring injury, not quite ready. William Akio has a groin problem as well, so he's out too. So 2 of their bigger players and 2 of their better known players out tonight. But it doesn't really relate to make the side any weaker because they've got such a strong squad. Yeah,
absolutely. I think Ali as a coach would know what he needs to do out there without those 2 players, and it'll be interesting to see how the team performs without those 2.
And the battle of the 2 Japanese number 14s in midfield, Takuya Miyabayashi in Queanbeyan City colours and Tomohiro Ogawa in Tigers FC colours. Both have looked incredibly good this year. Both have looked very technical on the ball as well. It'll be interesting to see who comes out on top in that duel.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a very thrilling game out here, and look, the teams look ready to go, so it'll be good to see them once they're out there.
This is the first of the 2 semi-finals, of course. The second tomorrow, same time, different place, 6:30. Canberra 2, Tuggeranong United versus Canberra, Croatia. Steve Forshall will join me for that. And because football's really weird and quirky, on the weekend, the 2 Premier League games that I am on, Queanbeyan City versus Tigers from High Street on Saturday, and on Sunday I'm at Deakin for Canberra, Croatia versus Tuggeranong. So they play each other on Tuesday and Wednesday in the league, in the cup, and then they go and play each other again on Saturday and Sunday in the league. How weird is that? Football does that a lot.
It does. But lucky you, Russ, you get to see them again.
I feel like it's a Champions League double-header, isn't it? I mean, maybe the aggregate score should be brought into account, but we're looking forward to those games on the weekend. What you will notice tonight as well is we have got a 4th official, which is going to make life a lot easier for us in substitutions. Yay. Not why they're there, obviously. They're there to police the technical areas and to make sure there's nothing untoward. As you can see from your screen, beautiful night here in South Jerrabomberra. For those of you that don't know the area very well, it's just up the way from Queanbeyan and just down the way from Googong, just in between the 2. Across the border from Canberra, about, how would you say, about 5 minutes across the border, something like that?
If that.
Yeah, very easy to get to. There's not a lot around us here, though. It's a stadium complex, which you can see, plus there's a hockey pitch behind us, and then there's a AstroTurf and a grass field as well. It's all part of a new regeneration of this area, which makes it very noisy because there's nothing to soak up the sounds, no houses or anything around us either, so you'll be able to hear ever so much what goes on the field and elsewhere, so I do apologise in advance if there is some untoward language, because it might happen. Tempers might boil up a bit. It's cup football. You'd expect them to be excited.
Exactly right. Wouldn't be football without it.
Now, you're very well known for winning cups, Kelly. We mention it a fair bit when you come on. For those of you that don't know, that listening, you should do. Take a look at it. Kelly Sturton, World Cup winning coach of the Para Matildas, the only Australian to ever win a World Cup in any level. It's a great achievement. But what I want to talk to you about before kick-off here, Kelly, is the mindset of cup football and knockout football. How do you prepare your group for, the thought process of you need to go out there and win, but you also can't afford to go too gung-ho because this is a cup match, and also, any mistake might prove critical? Yeah,
absolutely. Look, I think the coaches are going to go out there and just say, play your normal game. Here's a critical game. It's a semi-final, and each team wants to go out and win, but I think if they play their style of football and not lower themselves to the other team, the better team's going to come out and win. But you've got to keep them calm, keep them connected, and they'll do their job out there. The players know what they need to do, and the coaches' messages will come across quite clear.
Tigers lost the first 2 games of the season and now are unbeaten in their last 7, having turned that form around. This is the furthest Queanbeyan City have ever gone in the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying. This is their first ever semi-final. Will that add additional nerves, or will it add more excitement to the occasion, do you think?
I think it will add more excitement. I'm sure the players are nervous, the coaches are nervous, but look, they've done the job to get here, so they just got to keep moving on. And look, they're in the NPL in Canberra as well, so they've just got to take it as one of those games with a little bit more pride.
A couple of shout-outs to do. Lawrence Thomas, big Tigers fan, watching from Brisbane, I understand, as well. So thanks for tuning in, Lawrence. I hope you're going to enjoy the game. And I understand Josh Galevsky is watching as well. His heritage club was Queanbeyan City. That's where he was from. His club he played for and made his name for in Canberra was Tigers FC. He's now down playing interstate and doing very well for himself. I wonder which team he's supporting tonight.
Well, who knows? It's a coin flip. I reckon he's going to go for the winning team, Russ.
Well, Josh, if you are watching, flick us a message and let us know which of these 2 teams you want to get across the line. And don't sit on the fence.
No, you can't be one of those people.
You're not in the state anymore, so it's fine.
No one will hunt you down. It's
exactly.
Fine.
Well, I can't promise that. So. Queanbeyan City have been struggling a little bit for goals. But the last couple of games, they are actually unbeaten in their last 3 matches in all competitions. They drew with Tuggeranong on the weekend 1-1. Off the back of an amazing derby win, the Clearwaters derby, 2-1 win over Monero Panthers on a great day at High Street. Confidence is a massive thing in football, isn't it, Cal? I mean, you get on a momentum if you win some results, win some games, don't lose some games. Is that going to be helpful for them tonight? Yeah, absolutely. I think coming in as underdogs as well over Tigers, there's always the battle that you come through, and I think the excitement and Queanbeyan are building on that as well. And look, I think they'll do their job out there, and they're going to have a battle against them. But as we said, Russ, the better team's going to come out on top, and it'll be a good game to watch. If you are watching at home, let us know where you're watching from and who you think might win. Just drop us a message on Messenger as per usual. Kickoff is supposed to be in a minute's time, and look, there's no players, so yay, we're going to play it again. Of course we are. It's just the way we do things down here, isn't it? At least there's no line marking today, Ross. That's such, well, actually funny you should say that, because there was a little bit of a chat between our match referee, Nathan Shakespeare, and some club officials here, but I think they fixed the issue anyway. Let's have a look at the 2 teams then, starting with Queanbeyan City. Goran Jozefowski has gone with Nick Middleton in goal, as he normally does. The back 4 is quite settled. Jack Leverett on the right-hand side, Gabriel Ayul on the left, Christian Tokic and Nawal Guerrero, the centre-back pairings. Guerrero having scored at this venue in the quarter-finals in the 2-0 win over Brindabella Blues. Marko Savkovic is the beating heart of the team in the holding midfield. Right in front of him, Takuya Miyabiashi and Daniel Roberts will be tasked with breaking down the Tigers' midfield. Up top, the pace of Thomas Blazewski on the right. He scored a wonderful goal against Tuggeranong on the weekend. Johnny Haider is a bag of tricks, and he starts on the left. Nico Abbott, their Argentinian goal machine, is up top through the middle. On the bench, Marko Galic, Chanel Jesse, the substitute goalkeeper, Charlie Ray, Mishko Namoski, he of 302 MPL games, Samuel Abba, who scored in the 4th round win over Belconnen United, and Noah van der Pol. Pretty strong squad that Queanbeyan City have gone, and what we do notice, Kelly, is it's quite settled from previous weeks. And that's what you want to see from teams. You don't want to mix it around too much. If they want to get the win, you want progression through these players, and they've got a really strong squad, so it'll be good to see them out there. Tigers FC, well, as I mentioned, they've got a few injuries, and we'll want to see how they'll line up at the moment. Not entirely sure we'll have the back four in the correct order, but we will see. Willem Lejeune plays in goal. Much like Middleton, he is the first choice goalkeeper for the Tigers. Across the back, we think Michael Southam and Nathan Medjic might play at fullbacks, with Marko Milutinovic partnering Noah Steinacker in the middle, but we will see in the first few minutes how that lines up. Shandon Whitehead, who's nominally a left-back, has been playing as in the holding 6 recently, so he might start there. Tomohiro Oga and Angus Pitkin could be alongside or in front. They're a very fluid midfield 3, and my guess is that Pitkin and Whitehead might partner each other, with Oga just in front of them. Up top, Archie McGregor and Nick Taneski, either side of Nick Popovic. Plenty of goals between them, Archie McGregor having scored 3 in the cup run so far. On the bench, Gabe Tarazi is the substitute goalkeeper. Nikos Kalfas, who scored twice in both cup games, coming off the bench. Angus Bailey, Samson Carr, Augustine Bangura and Hamish Wales. It's a strong Tigers lineup despite the absentees as well, Gail. And as we mention every time we see the Tigers, they're all huge.
Yeah, absolutely. They are very tall, and you can see them as they're walking out here now. But look, on paper, you'd think Tigers would get away with the win here with the names that they've got on there, but you never know what happens.
Wonderful purple kit that the Tigers are wearing tonight. How about this refereeing team as well, Kelly? Nathan Shakespeare in the middle, A-League experience, of course. Adam Powers, AR1, A-League experience 2. Joshua Iser, local legend in AR2. And Aisha Strutt, who will be our 4th high-quality field of officials for this match as well. And they will surely look after this as well as they can, and it should be a cracking occasion.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got a lot of experience in the middle there with Nathan. He debuted in his A-League season, which was last year, I think, Russ, wasn't it?
Yep.
And look, he's not going to take anything out there too, so it'll be interesting to see how many cards are given by Shakespeare tonight. Yeah,
well, he's going to take no messing, is he? Shout out, Anthony Novella has said, let's go Queanbeyan FC, do it for the local area. Anthony Novella, Monero Panthers, of course. Some of them behind the Queanbeyan City, and as I say, feel free to send us your messages as well, and we'll get them out there during this Hahn Australia Cup broadcast. 8 of the Tigers' last 14 goals have been scored past the 80th minute of matches. They've been leaving it late, but they've been doing it well. They've twice been winners of the Cup and twice runners-up since the formation in 2013 of the Australia Cup qualifying. And as I mentioned, Queanbeyan City, well, this is the furthest they have ever gone. Prior to this, their best cup run had been quarter-finalists in both 2022 and 2024. As I mentioned, it's the end of the road for one of them. The final on Saturday, June the 7th at Mackellar, 3:30 for the others. Tauranga United or Canberra, Croatia await. And later than advertised.
As per usual.
As per usual.
It's only 3 minutes today, not half an hour, which is nice.
That's, yeah, I mean, like last week. We saw the Robbie the Robot going around doing whatever he was doing.
And some substitution issues, I think we had too.
Well, all fixed anyway. And Croatia Tigers in their purple tonight. Their away kit this year was the grey, and they changed it to the purple.
I like the purple. It's actually
it is good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I quite like the purple as well. Archie McGregor, closest to the camera, scored a brace in the 2-1 win over Canberra, Croatia a fortnight ago. Had a couple of goals here in the round 4 win over Madura at this venue, and also scored in the 3-1 win over Gungahlin United at Gungahlin Enclosed. So settle in then, 90 minutes, plus maybe extra time, plus maybe penalties to see us through this first Hahn Australia Cup qualifying semi-final, round 6 of the competition. And immediately you can see Medjic has gone central defence with Milutinovic, and Southam and Steinacker will be the fullbacks. And that's probably over the fence and out the ground.
some lucky kid's going to pick that up later.
There's not much behind that stand. There's a couple of metres and a fence, and then you're done. By the time you come down here on a Monday or something, there's probably several match balls you can take possession of. Here's Daniel Roberts, formerly of Tigers, to this near side for Johnny Haidu.
There's a quick start to the match here, Russ, with Queanbeyan pressing high and winning that ball back.
Christian Tokic was his 65-yard pass that set up Thomas Blazewski on the weekend. Something similar like this to what Guerrero's trying to find. Southam wins it. Won by Gabriel Ayul. Haidu. And then Roberts skits away from Southam. Pit King coming to meet him. McGregor coming back to help out. Now Haidu might be in here. Magic times it really well. Needed to.
Yeah, fantastic tackle there by Magic.
Comes out for Savkovic. In towards Abbott. Loves these positions. Plays it off to Blazewski. And gets a hit away. Lejeune saves. There's Abbott! Blue touch paper lit. 80 seconds into the contest. And Queanbeyan City in front. It's their Argentinian goal machine again. Right place, right time. Queanbeyan 1, Tigers 0.
Yeah, it was a sensational finish. I think Tigers FC defenders just weren't ready for that deflection off the keeper there. Great save, but a good striker goal there.
And the goal that the neutrals might have craved. It's gone to the underdogs. Both Premier League sides, of course. But Queanbeyan City coming to this one as second favourites, and they've scored early.
I wouldn't have thought that was going to happen, Russ. That's throwing a spanner in the works, that's for sure.
Well, Blazewski's hit was firm, wasn't it? Lejeune did everything he could, and it fell to perhaps the one player on the park that he didn't want it to fall to. Nico Abba, who in the National Premier League has 44 goals in 55 games. He lives off moments like that.
Yeah, it's, as I said, typical striker mentality, ready for the sniff of the ball as it pops out.
Talked about it, about Maddie Whittle in the Women's Federation Cup, Kelly, that as a striker you'd make that run, 99 times, and one time it might come to you and you get your tap in.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, you've got to be there. You've got to be in those positions every time for it to pop up. And he was there, and that's what happens, and that's what makes the best strikers in the world.
There's a hint of an upset in the air. The smell isn't just of the burgers and the Kranskis.
No, it smells delicious. Thank God I had dinner before I came.
I didn't. I got roped in. You might see it on my social media pages. Very good. Popovic with a high foot on Guerrero.
Sort of gave himself away there, Popovic.
What a start for Goran Jozefovski and his team. They would have dreamt of this start yesterday and last night.
I think the high press really helps, and the aggression moving forward as well, with 3 up front matching the 4 at the back. Makes it difficult to defend.
Middleton goes long. Blazewski, a handful. Steinacker strong in the air. One back by Mirbiashi. Abbott, Roberts. Confidence coursing through the veins, and Haidu's in behind here. It's Johnny Haidu across goal, and Lejeune with the save. 4 minutes in, Queanbeyan have scored once and threatened to score again.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it looks like Queanbeyan are exploiting that midfield area there through the central area and just pocketing the ball behind Tigers' defence.
Work for Ali Effie to do. Stood up, arms folded, edge of his technical area.
Pep Guardiola with hair, I call Ali.
He'll take that, I'm sure. I bother him a lot about his teams. He said to me in the car park today, I bother him more than his wife does. So that's what I'm there for, my friend.
Yeah, exactly right.
Any information you can pass on?
He's just had a stint over in Spain with FIFA as well, Ali.
Got himself a gig, didn't he, as a FIFA talent agent? Congratulations to him. Whenever that may be, that move. Be a loss to the local game.
Absolutely, big loss.
Magic sweeps it out here for McGregor. Tigers seek a response. Roberts comes in. That might stay in for a bit with the angle of the ball. It looks very yellow, this pitch. Walked on it earlier. It is dry, but it is playing very true.
Yeah, it looks very dry out there, but the ball's running really well.
I think it's just the style of grass that they use, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is
this time of year.
Winter as well, so it's probably killing it.
Middleton. As I say, it plays true. It spits up on Middleton.
It was a pretty heavy pass back to your keeper.
Trusting in his touch. Whitehead finds Steinacker. Back for Whitehead again. Chopped down by Mirbiashi. Free kick goes Tigers' way. Last 3 seasons, Tigers have failed to get past round 4 on each occasion. In the last 6 seasons, they've done so. They've won the cup. So every time they get past round 4, they win the trophy.
There you go.
So that's an omen.
Yeah,
I need a couple of goals before that.
Full of fun facts today, Ross.
Always full of fun facts. I mean, I don't know how useful they are.
I'm sure people find them very useful.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I spend my day doing. Looking up random facts.
That is your job, right?
I mean, guess so, yes. Free kick for the Tigers then. Can they utilise their height? Whitehead whips it into that area. Savkovic met it. Comes back out here for Angus Pitkin. And charged down by Savkovic. Where's this ricochet going? Ogawa tidies up. Abbott was looking for some support. It's a poor clearance from Lejeune.
It just looks like Tigers are a bit rattled out there, Russ. I don't think they're really settled into the game after Queanbeyan came straight out the blocks.
Cup nerves, perhaps.
Potentially.
Will they get something back here with Ogawa? Taneski. They've got a lot of experience in the team. It'd be surprising if they were nervous. But cup football does strange things to people.
I think when you go down in the first 90 seconds of a match, unexpectedly, that's always going to throw something at you.
Popovic won't get on the end of that. Well, that's Queanbeyan City's 6th goal in 3 cup matches this season. They've only got 4 in their 6 MPL fixtures. They are a cup side.
Yeah, there you go.
Roberts, long way to go. As much as it's great scoring in 80 seconds, I'm pretty certain that Goran Jodzowski would have preferred that goal to come with 80 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's hard to hold out a lead like that.
Especially for 89 plus minutes.
Yeah.
But they were giving themselves a platform.
Well, just boost them up a little bit, gives them a bit of an edge as well.
Christian Tokic looking for Blazewski. Magic will meet it. Steinacker to keep it in. Loose one from him as well. You'd have played in games under lights in midweek, Kel, coming from work as well, or from home if you've got kids, and school maybe for some of them. We do often find that it takes a while to settle into it, doesn't it? Because you've had a busy day, or you've been overworked, or whatever it might be, and you've got to pop in and do this football lark for a cup semi-final. It can take a few minutes for you to get into the groove. Maybe that's happening with Tigers as well.
Yeah, I think so. You know, they're not paid professionals either, so they're doing their day jobs, and a lot of these guys generally own their own business as well, and have families, so to come out here and try switch on is credit to them.
Magic scuffs it away. I'm feeling the pain because I was trying to get prepped for this game, and I picked up my kids from school, and then it was like, Dad, where's my clothes? And Dad, I'm hungry, and then the other one's hungry, and I was like, dear, oh dear.
Did you put your Spotify Russ Dulcet Tones playlist on tonight?
Absolutely, I'm going to have to do that later on.
Send them to sleep.
Oh, geez, they were just picking. My son was like hungry, give him something, and he wants something else. And it's like, oh, come on, mate, I'm trying to prep. Anyway.
Yes, and they eat you out of house and home, that's for sure.
That's exactly it. It's nice to get away.
Have some dad time.
This is the me time we talk about a lot.
At work.
Just share it with everybody else who's watching. Whitehead finds Milutinovic. 10 minutes gone. 1-0 Queanbeyan. Popovic, nice turn. Whitehead back for Milutinovic again. Tigers now stringing some passes together, moving the ball nicely. Southam, Haidu back to help out. Does really well, Johnny Haidu, former Tuggeranong United player. Gabriel launches one up towards Abbott, who was up against 3, which is interesting.
Yeah, it was an odd decision to make when you've only got a single striker against 3 strong defenders out the back.
Magic's gone long, looking for the angled ball. Volley clear by Jack Leverett. Jack Leverett, who scored the winning goal against Monero Panthers in that derby match with a shanked cross. I mean, he did admit he didn't try, but doesn't matter, it drops in.
We all say that, Russ.
Yeah, he actually said
I was looking for the cross, unfortunately it went in for me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone's going to be disappointed with that, aren't they? Haidu Roberts, he's been busy so far, Daniel Roberts. And he's done well to win his team a corner. Jack Leverett did say to me pre-match on the field when we were having a quick chat, he goes, if he does it again tonight, you can point out the fact that he's done it twice now, and it must be
just how he kicks, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. Corner kick then. Nico Abbott will come across to take. Last time Queanbeyan City had a corner at this venue was at the other end. Abbott swung it in. Naul Guerrero headed home in the quarterfinals against Brindabella Blues. They would love Lightning to strike twice. Not like that, they won't, though.
No, that was well read by Tigers there. I think that's Magic there.
Yeah, Magic, the skipper. Wasn't the best layoff.
No, I think we stitched him up a little bit.
It was Jack Leverett's. Stick to crossing. Ale will take the throw. For the long one. Helped on by Blazewski. Tigers get rid of it. Ogawa brought down by Ayul. Penalty that, isn't it?
It is, if it was the other direction. Did draw a good foul though, Russ. I feel a little bit of acrobats came into that play.
I think Tomohiro Ogawa let Nathan Shakespeare know he'd been caught.
As always.
Very clever piece of play.
You can see probably Queanbeyan's game plan here is to force the error from Tigers in a deep, compact block to try force them out wide here, Russ.
They seem to like, Kel, to let them have it at the back, like you're saying, and they're not going to hurt them there, are they?
No.
If you've got the defensive shape correct.
Yeah, absolutely. You wait for them to penetrate through that midfield area and then force the error and win the ball back.
The Tigers have done there themselves. Here's McGregor. Surprised he didn't pull the trigger perhaps when he got to the edge of the box. Abbott's with him. Ogawa's won it back, and he's had a go, Tomohiro Ogawa. Not bad effort from the midfielder who was player of the year in the NPL last year. He's had a relatively quiet start to the campaign, but he still scored 2 times in 6 games, which just goes to show how good he was last year. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that was the right option there. I don't think he had many other options. Their back four were pretty steady. They just weren't stepping up there, which gave him the option to have a shot.
I love cup football. There's just a feeling in the air tonight.
Is it going to be a cup set, you think?
It just seems to be that at the moment, you can feel the difference between an NPL game and a knockout cup match.
Yeah, there's a little bit more heart in it, isn't there?
Well, there's players chasing things that maybe they'd be a bit reluctant to get after. So a fair few Tigers juniors around today as well.
Yeah, I saw Ian Worthington down there as well, coming to support Tigers.
His day job as technical director of the youth program.
He's a busy man, that man. He doesn't stop, does he?
Saw young Isabella Pole down there as well. Plays for Majura in the National Premier League Women's 17th and first team. And she was showing everyone her first ever yellow card that she picked up on the weekend. Here's Popovic trying to dance his way through, and he lays it back, and the hit is brilliant. And Nick Taneski rams it in the top corner. It is a finish of some power from Taneski. Not a chance for Nick Middleton. And the Tigers, inside 14 minutes, are back on terms with a stunning finish. Yeah,
that was an absolute cracker of a goal. Hard for a keeper to save that one there, Russ. Good layoff there by Popovic.
Popovic pops it off. Taneski hammers it home into the top corner, and Tigers back on terms with a great goal. The second of the season in all competitions for Nick Taneski. He struck it superbly.
Taneski had a bit of a stint in Sydney, didn't he, Russ?
He certainly did. I doubt he's hit a football as sweet as that in Sydney, though. He might prove me wrong. But what a goal.
What a strike to get him back 1-1.
Thumping finish. And, well, he can't say it hasn't been coming since they conceded early on. Tigers have been starting to string passes together.
They've definitely had more of the possession, probably more controlled possession in this game.
Pitkin sweeps it out to this side for Southam. McGregor. Pace and power for McGregor. Into Guerrero. Advantage played here, no foul. Southam, well, Nathan Shakespeare's pulled it up because I think there's a head injury here for Noel Guerrero. And despite what some of the Tigers faithful might think, you have to stop it for a head knock.
Yeah, you have to. It's the laws of the game as well, and it's player safety. The last thing you want to see is a player go down with a head injury.
What did you make of the challenge, though, Kelly, from Archie McGregor? You don't really want to be running into Archie McGregor. He's a big unit, but was it a foul in your eyes, or do you think the referee got that one right? It was just a collision.
Look, I think Shakespeare got it right. He was right on the ball there. I think it was shoulder to shoulder, and it just happened to have a little bit more of a heavier knock to one side. And I think Shakespeare saw it 50-50 and just let the play go. in my opinion. Obviously, Queanbeyan will see it a little bit differently.
Oh, look, everybody in purple thinks it was okay. Everybody in red thinks it's a foul. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly right. I think it's a hard job as a referee trying to do those 50-50 calls, especially in that final third as well, where it can make a difference.
Nick Taneski's 15th minute equaliser. Strike of some power and some precision. First effort they've had on target, really, the Tigers tonight.
Looking at it paid off as well.
One of those shots, isn't it, that sometimes they go over the bar and out into the desolate wasteland behind. This time it almost took the net off.
Yeah, it's a coach's nightmare. You never know what's going to happen.
Now Tigers are going to get the ball in a really interesting position here from Michael Southam, who theoretically could just send this straight into the box. Queanbeyan City, Nico Abbott having a chat with Nathan Shakespeare, who's like, well, they've got the ball. I'm sure he'll come back in. Angus Pickens well positioned.
You would think they'll just recycle the ball, which he has.
Yeah, straight to Pitkin, who's placed himself for that precise purpose. Savkovic out as far as Whitehead, won by Abbott. Has a look ahead, not many red shirts in front of him. Blazewski storming forward in support. Mirbiashi. Abbott let it go. Blazewski almost took advantage. Mirbiashi and Ogwa meeting. Free kick goes away at Tigers.
Yeah, that was a 50-50 call there too, but I think Shakespeare got it right there as well. A little bit of extra pressure.
That goal was only the third Queanbeyan have conceded in their last 4 games, this being the 4th. In the 2 games prior to that, they conceded 11. So they've certainly tightened up defensively.
Yeah, and that's probably what Ali is looking for as well. Out here is to ensure that their defenders are sitting tight. Unfortunately for that goal in the first 90 seconds of the match, but they've seem to have switched on now.
Yeah, they are having the better of it. Whitehead. Out wide for Taneski. Sweeping ball out here from McGregor. Pitkin, now Southam. A challenge from Savkovic. And here's Haidu with a pace of McGregor to get back. And just ease him off the ball. Free kick goes away for Queanbeyan City. Incidentally, this is the very first game between these two in the NPL era. Never met before in league or cup. Now a chance from the set piece for Queanbeyan City.
What do you think they'll do here, Russ? Do you think it's going to be a recycled ball or it's going to be whipped into the box?
Straight into the box. Nico Abbott's going to whip this one in, or Danny Robertson. Got some tall players on that far post. Gabriel Ull's gone up. Noel Godero will be in and around. Christian Tokic is the tallest. Abbott with that right foot. I'll drop this right on the penalty spot if you can. It's gone a bit too close to Lejeune. And he's launched it away, the goalkeeper, seeking Popovic.
It's a great delivery by the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, I think probably the lights sheared Popovic away from the ball a little bit.
It's been noticeable over the last season or so. The goalkeeper's distribution has become really good in this league. It's a lovely flick on from McGregor, perfectly placed for Southam. Not only good goalkeepers to keep it out, but distribution's vital these days as well, isn't it?
It is, it is. And you see that in the Premier League as well, all around the world, that you can score off a counter from a brilliant ball from a goalkeeper. Especially when your defence isn't set.
Popovic. Blocked by Haidu. Excellent first 21 minutes of this Australia Cup qualifying semi-final. Round 6 tie brought to you by Allstate Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LJ Hooker and Xela Constructions, your Australia Cup sponsorship partners. Thanks again to the sponsors. Women's Cup final was decided in terms of its entrance last week. Deakin United versus Canberra, Croatia. Both games went into extra time. First went the distance, 0-0 between Wanderers and Croatia. Canberra, Croatia winning on penalties. Magic's ball across. Half cleared as far as Teneski. Guerrero should be able to clear. And then, of course, on the Wednesday, Canberra Olympic were 2-0 up with 6 minutes to go against Deakin United. Pearl team comes on to score twice, and they win it in extra time with a goal from Lisa Carey, 3-2.
Coach killer.
You know, 6 minutes to go. And
you'd think you'd have the game in the bag, that's for sure.
really good cup tie, though, both of those. Great to see West Canberra Wanderers taking Canberra, Croatia all the way. Steve Rowan-Jones has built a really good little side down there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he worked really hard with that team over the last couple of years, and you can see in the game against Croatia that they were out to play, and they're definitely a strong contender for finals football this year.
Considering that they drew 0-0 with a standing goalkeeper in Ellen Brown, who replaced Gabby O'Brien, who injured herself in the previous game at Deakin Stadium against Croatia in a league match. Hope you're getting better, Gabby, if you're watching, and hope to see you back soon. Although Ellen Brown now isn't a standing goalkeeper, is she? She's just she's like Lydia Williams.
She's ready for the Matildas, I think. Some
great saves last week.
For someone who hadn't been in goals before and having to step on the stage in a semi-final, she pulled off some cracking saves.
She had a couple of league games to lead into it. There's another match ball over the fence, and this is what I told you before, Kel, is that you can't get out to it unless you go all the way around. So William Lejeune's acting as ball boy here. Might be the last match ball we've got.
Well, this could be an interesting game.
What happens if we lose all the match balls? Do we just go home?
Well, who knows?
Penalty shootout?
Surely there's a kid out there with a ball, although it could be the wrong size. That's the only problem.
There's a servo up the road. Used to be able to buy them in there.
The Coca-Cola ones.
Yeah, absolutely. Popovic. Guerrero when he ran into Teneski. Got a bit fortunate.
I'm showing our age when we're talking about getting free footballs into a service station.
I think we show our age a lot, mate. I do. Nice turn. And he's found Roberts on the break here. First touch takes him across Pitkin. It's still Daniel Roberts. Wants to tee one up for Miyabiashi to have a strike, and that's fiercely pushed away. Abbott on the rebound again, and Blazewski wasn't far away from turning it home. Lejeune punched it out straight to Abbott, and his return cross shot was so close to being 2-1.
Yeah, that was very lucky there by the Tigers, and unlucky for Queanbeyan City. Great first save, but unfortunately fell at the foot of one of your top strikers.
I'm not sure that Abbott was looking for Blazewski with that finish. Almost turned into the perfect pass. With good pressure from Haidu, forces the error.
The crowd's getting nice and vocal in the ropes.
Roberts. There's more Queanbeyan City fans here than there is those sporting the Tigers crest. Well, they're far more vocal if they are. Lejeune. Stab ball away. Meaty header from Ayul. Met that really well. Whitehead out towards Steinacker. One back by the industrious Blazewski. Milutinovic.
It's interesting. This is very similar to the girls' game that we saw at Wanderers in Croatia. They're utilising those wide areas instead of the central areas. Both teams.
Great venue for a cup semi-final, this, isn't it? The lights magnificent. Plenty of seating on both sides of the grounds.
It's a fantastic. Sort of gives Sydney Wanderers vibes over the other side there with the seating.
The Wanderers Park.
Yeah.
Nice venue. Opened last year. Queanbeyan Palerang Regional Council. Done brilliant work to bring this football venues to life. It's nice to have more football-only specific venues, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. We struggle with that in Canberra.
And there's nothing wrong with those dual-purpose venues, but when you get the rugby codes on it, they're a little bit less careful about the maintenance of the field, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. You can see in the fields all around Canberra when you've got multi-codes on there.
Just the nature of the game, isn't it? The longer studs that they wear. And
yeah. The rucks and mauls that they go into.
And everything else, yeah. Free kick for Queanbeyan City here. Guerrero is going to lift it over the top towards Blazewski. Steinacker was alert to the ball. Abbots. Blazewski. Back towards Leveretts. Come off as the fullback. Well, if the Tigers' response to the Queanbeyan goal was good, the Queanbeyan response to the Tigers' goal has been equally as good.
Yeah, it's been a pretty even match out there, and both teams are really trying to keep possession of the ball.
Leveretts won the header. Shannon Whitehead won it in midfield. Savkovic loses out to Pitkin. Whitehead, Popovic. Patrolling down that left flank. Ball in towards Taneski, almost freed him. Guerrero loses out against Ogawa. Nibble at the ankles there by the Argentinian centre-back.
Both defensive structures of both these teams have played a very integral part of this game at the moment, Russ.
Nathan Shakespeare is getting a yellow card out here for Nawal Guerrero for his challenge on Tomohiro Ogawa back in midfield. The Argentinian centre-back booked for tripping the Japanese midfielder. Multicultural Hahn Australia Cup qualifying action here.
It's good to see, Russ. More and more players coming in. Creates a depth for Canberra football.
Pretty good ones as well. We've got South Americans from Argentina, Chile, Japanese, South Sudanese international William Akio not available tonight for the Tigers. Americans as well. Cole Falco at Tuggeranong, you'll see tomorrow. Southham's won the header. Abbots rather launches it towards goal. Blazewski will give chase. Lejeune should reach this though. He's 6'5" without that reach.
He's probably one of the tallest goalkeepers in Canberra, is he, Ross?
Yeah, he would be. Would be right up there. Neil steps in to take it off McGregor.
Seems to be a trend in Canberra footballing goalkeepers. They're not very tall.
A few this year. Lack a bit of height in the women's goalkeepers range, don't we?
Well, I think that's still in the cross countries.
Yeah, that's true. Magic back to Lejeune. Confident with the ball at his feet. Guerrero won the header. Abbots couldn't get the flick on, otherwise Blazewski might have been in. Magic. McGregor turns in field, does brilliantly, and shows too much of it to Roberts, but does win it back. Whitehead. Taneski. Two in the middle for Nick Taneski. Pops it back for Whitehead. Pitkin wants it square. That's where it's gone. Southam. Popovic. Southam again. Popovic. No end product in the end, and Haidu finds Roberts. Very open feel to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting to see that Queanbeyan City got nearly...
Well, Ayles maybe made a mistake there, but covered up by Guerrero. Ogawa was keen to get involved.
It's been quite dangerous there.
I think Gabriel Ayul, had he gifted that to Ogawa, might have wondered why he hadn't got a free kick for the little nibble by Popovic.
Yeah.
But good defending from Guerrero, he needed to be.
Interesting here, Russ, if you look at the formation of Tigers in that central area, it's quite wide open towards that back line. Be interesting to see if Queanbeyan exploit that space on a counter-attack.
Gregor in. Taneski, Whitehead, looking for Taneski, who's got in behind again, but couldn't quite finish. Got in brilliantly. Didn't quite have the power. Magic. McGregor. Swings it towards the far post. Lazewski. Steineker's turn to have a run down that wing. And he's got in here, Noah Steineker. Good pace. Real chance here for the Tigers. He's pulled it back. I think he's running out of play, unfortunately. Ambitious from Noah Steineker. Don't mind it.
No, you got to try open up the play somehow, Russ. And I think that was a good option, but unfortunately just overran it.
Lull in proceedings as we approach 13 minutes to the interval. Very even start to the contest. Queanbeyan got their goal early. Tigers not long afterwards. Roberts won the header. Haidu will use his pace to trouble Southam again, but too strong, Michael Southam. Roberts was there as well.
Southam is very strong on that ball.
Oh, that's a challenge and a
Here, I
half
think.
down this near side. Is there a card coming out? I don't think there is.
No, I don't think he is.
Johnny Haidu's picked himself up. He was almost in the car park with that challenge. Lucky to perhaps escape a sanction, considering that Noel Guerrero got a yellow card for a little tap on an ankle.
Yeah, it's an interesting call there by Nathan Shakespeare, but he's obviously seen something different that we haven't.
He was given the free kick. Surprising once he gave the free kick that he didn't brandish the cards, but there we go.
I always go off the tone of the whistle as well, Russ. I don't know if that's
Absolutely.
a me thing.
Yeah, no, that's true. Abbott swings it in towards the far post, and it was met by Guerrero, who climbed highest and got a piece of it, but couldn't turn it home. Good chance, that.
Yeah, absolutely. Great ball in. I just think his jump was probably a little bit too early.
Set pieces look like an opportunity for Queanbeyan.
Yeah, they look like they've been practicing that, and it could make or break the game for them.
Popovic. Milutinovic. Whitehead. Magic. Ogawa's flick. McGregor. Ogawa. I think he might have tripped over his own feet there.
Yeah, I think he did.
Guerrero. Savkovic for Queanbeyan City. Concern. Almost found Haidu. Magic. Full-blooded challenge. Miyabiashi there as well. Now Ogawa with the slide rule pass. McGregor. Great challenge. Guerrero needed to make it. He had Popovic on his left, McGregor on his right, and the defender slides to meet the ball and win it.
I think he's hurt himself in the process there, but it was a great challenge there. He had two attackers streaming down.
I'm going to be cynical and say he didn't hurt himself. He was just slowing the game down.
Yeah, probably. It's probably
Let
a good
his team
shout.
get back.
Or being dramatic, one of the two.
Ogawa. Nice touch from Popovic. Gives his team a chance to get back in defence, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Smart play.
Roberts. Abbott always turned up picking as if he's not there. Brilliant from Nico Abbott. Pass didn't quite match it.
Would have. Good to see Abbott just drive a little bit more of that space and drop it in behind there, which he tried to do, but I think he had a little bit more time on that ball before delivery.
Maybe a few years ago. He's close to 40 now, Nico Abbott.
Aren't we all, Ross? Oh, sorry, you're beyond
Well,
that.
I'm way beyond that.
You're not knocking on heaven's door yet, are you?
Not quite. More than halfway there, I'd suggest. Yeah, couldn't be running around in the Premier League at 40 like Nico Abbott.
No, he looks pretty fit out there.
He's played football in so many countries. It's phenomenal the amount of teams he's played for. He's made a lifetime out of it, travelling from continent to continent, club to club.
There'll be kids out there very jealous of him, that's for sure. And someone to look up to as well.
And a genuinely really nice guy too, if you ever get the chance to talk to him. McGregor, oh, nice feet, but couldn't quite keep it in.
Well defended there.
Not sure what that was.
Just testing his vocal cords.
Quite impressive.
Yeah, very, very impressive. I can't do that.
Christian Sokic happy to go back to Middleton. Not sure Middleton was happy to get it back. Roberts took it down well. Collided late by McGregor. Not sure if there was anything in that. I only caught it in the corner of my eye. Southam. Here goes Pitkin. Loose one for him. Leverett won it back. Miyabiashi. This is 150-50 away from boiling over, perhaps.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is going to be a very tense match by the end of it, especially if it remains 1-1.
Whitehead finds McGregor, loves these situations. Ogawa got himself tangled.
I think he took his eye off the ball there and then forgot where his feet were.
Savkovic in trouble here. Finds Goodero. Only as far as Southam. Pitkin. Milutinovic. Pitkin again. Southam. Ogawa. Lovely flick again. Popovic. Great feet to get away from Goodero. And now he's found McGregor. Can he get there before Ayul? He does just about. Have to settle for the corner.
Yeah, it was a great ball there. Technically well put from Popovic.
And Tomohiro Ogawa, who I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, hadn't had his best season today, seems to be finally back in the groove. He is loving life out there at the moment, full of tricks and flicks.
Yeah, really good footwork out there. It's really good to see.
Well, can they make one of these count? Nick Taneski will take. Plenty of height at the back post. Milutinovic, Steinacker, Magic, Southam. Force a hit there. McGregor's gone near post. And can't find a way past Goodero. Abbott settles for the throw.
Some tired legs out there. It's been a high-paced game this first half for us.
It has, hasn't it? The intensity's been very good throughout. Both sides very keen to counter when they can. 5 minutes to the break. Who's happier right now, Kenny, in terms of coaching staff, do you think? Goran Jozefovski or Ali Effie?
Oh, look, I think both coaches will be quite happy. I think Tigers have had more possession. But I think both coaches will go in at half-time with a few changes in mind.
Taneski's ball forwards.
And I think it's about that final execution of those final passes that both teams are lacking currently.
Blazewski. Leverett's gone on the overlap. That's allowed Blazewski to come inside. Miyabiashi. Looking for Leverett. He's going to get there ahead of Steinacker. Milutinovic concedes the corner. Noah Steinacker didn't know that Jack Leverett was around his region, and that will be a corner kick and a chance as we approach 5 minutes to go for Nico Abbott to send in another.
It's interesting to look at the formations here, Russ. They're pretty much matching man for man with no overload on either side of each team. It's just happened to be through balls that are breaking through.
The importance of winning your individual duels, very much evident in that case. Abbott sends it in. Lejeune. There's a foul. I'm not sure who was fouled, but Blazewski was down in a heap, but he was the one penalised, I think. Southam. Nicely done by Whitehead, finds Pitkin. Magic. Milutinovic, quick press on Marko Milutinovic. Plays around it nicely. Tineski. Helped on by Ogawa. Steinacker. Good ball in to McGregor. Helps it on for Popovic. The delivery is not bad, but there's no one there. He'll find his way through to Ogawa. Oh, sensational Cruyff turn. Still has it, Tomohiro Ogawa. Looking for Popovic, who wins the header. McGregor almost got there. And now a chance for Queanbeyan to bring it away. Both sides look pretty threatening when they go forward.
Well, they do, and I think looking for that little bit of a break in that forward pack there, but Popovic got high. Unfortunately, the execution just wasn't there.
Tokic for Leverett. Searching ball for Blazewski. Fouled by Milutinovic. Free kick goes away of Queanbeyan again, and another chance to send forward Christian Tokic and Naul Guerrero. And another chance for Nico Abbott to deliver, perhaps.
He just needs to make this dip behind this back line, especially if the keeper's going to stay back on his line. They've got some quick forwards, Queanbeyan City.
They've been quick to any rebounds tonight. Abbott will take. Savkovic was going to go wide, but Abbott has lifted it, and again it's far too close to Willem Lejeune.
Yeah, they're not getting good balls over the top of this goalkeeper. He's too high, and his vertical jump's going to be poor.
Here's Southam. Pitkin. Milutinovic. Pitkin again. Couple of minutes to the break. Whitehead, Popovic. 1-1 in this semi-final. Both goals inside the opening quarter of an hour. Steinacker. Again. Is it fair to say, or am I being a bit harsh, Kelly, that Noah Steinacker's had a better game offensively than defensively tonight so far?
Yeah, he seems to have been penetrating up that left-hand side. You don't really see much of him in that defensive side, because I don't think he's been challenged on that defensive side there, Russ. I think he's had more opportunity to run up that left flank.
Just going back to a couple of times when Blazewski's maybe taken him on, or Jack Leverett's got the better of him. Like I say, it might be being a bit harsh. McGregor brought down by Ayul. Now this is an opportunity within striking range. Dead centre.
Not sure what happened there, Russ, but he's in a bit of...
Caught the ankle, Gabriel Ayul, as he went through. Now this is an opportunity. Nick Tineski, we've already seen, can strike a ball very cleanly with his right foot. Shandon Whitehead is a left-footed option from this range. Nick Middleton is going to need to be on his toes. Once Archie McGregor gets some treatment, he'll have to leave the field of play. Well, pick your poison. Left foot, right foot. Who will it be?
I think you'll see Tineski on the back of this.
4 minutes of time added on at the end of the first half.
And I think he's going to go for a shot 2 minutes.
Well, Whitehead is playing around with it too. As I mentioned, he can take decent free kicks with a left foot, Shandon Whitehead. Nick Tineski, though, might pull rank, being the more senior of the two players. Who will it be? It's going to be Whitehead. And it will dip, and it's been forced, and it's gone in, I think. I think he's dropped it over the line, and Shandon Whitehead scores for the Tigers. A mistake by Nick Middleton, and right on the cusp of half-time, it's Whitehead's free kick, and Tigers edge in front.
There's an interesting reaction there by the goalkeeper. I think he didn't think it crossed the line.
Well, Nick Middleton thought he was palming it over the bar, I think, and all he did was take the pace off it, and it dropped over his own goal line. Not the greatest free kick that Shandon Whitehead's ever hit, but if you're of a Tigers persuasion, it does not matter.
Absolutely not. A goal's a goal, and it doesn't matter how it gets in there.
I think we had a pretty good view of it from here, that it looked like it was over the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
It might go down as an own goal, but it might well be Shandon Whitehead's. He will claim it, of course. And they've turned this one around, the Tigers. They were trailing after 80 seconds. Now, some 2 minutes before half-time, they lead. Roberts. Here's Miyabiashi for Queanbeyan City. Roberts wants to go. It's in his own player. Might come for Savkovic. Eyes lit up at the thought of cracking a right foot volley from there.
Be interesting to see how Queanbeyan City react to this now. Whether they'll stay in their mid to low block, or they're going to put a press on.
I just watched a replay and Nick Middleton's just lost all bearings of where he was. He thought he was palming it down in front of his own goal, and he's palmed it down behind the line. Savkovic. Roberts. No real complaints from the goalkeeper. I think he knew what had happened. Southam away.
Do you think the lights play a little bit of a part in this too, Russ, though? We can't see it really from here, but if you're a keeper out there, it's a bit glary.
Potentially if it comes from the sideline, but I think that one's straight down his throat. I think that's just have to, as bad as it sounds, might go down, will definitely have to go down as a goalkeeper error. And an example, though, Kelly, for hit the target, you never know what might happen.
Yeah, exactly right.
I did have a chat with Shannon Whitehead on the weekend. I did ask him why he wasn't taking more free kicks. He's got a queue of players in front of him that might want to take them, but
maybe your conversation cued him that he needed to take more.
He's just going to have to take one. I've been told to.
Russ said so. That's what he told Ali, I'm sure.
Well, I must be a genius of a coach then, clearly. Leverett finds Savkovic. Back to Leverett again.
We'll swap. You can be a coach. I'll be the commentator, Russ.
Don't you have to have dodgy knees to be a coach, don't you?
You've got a couple, don't you? Or are they your hips?
Yeah. I mean, a bit of everything. Ankles. My ankles were the problem with me. Well, I did do one knee. Don't know a footballer that hasn't.
Yeah, it would be very rare.
Popovic. Now McGregor can run, can use his power and pace. Tokic with him, goes down rather easily there, Archie McGregor. Don't think he's getting a penalty for that.
No, I think he overran the ball there.
Savkovic back for Tokic. He was rather looking for the penalty, Archie McGregor, and then leaves one in on Tokic. Miyabiashi. A couple of seconds to half-time. I'm making about 20 plus if there's any stoppage in the stoppages. Savkovic forward, Blazevski. Queanbeyan City still very much in the cup tie, remember?
Shakespeare just had a look at one of his watches there. I think he wears double watch. Refs do these days.
Do you wear a watch?
I wear a watch, not a double watch, though. Don't want to know what the time is? No. Go home when you want.
Well, we've ascertained that it doesn't matter what time kickoff is, does it?
Yeah, well, that's true.
Clearly one of those watches isn't working with Nathan Shakespeare, or it's 5 minutes slow.
Did it on purpose.
Popovic. Now McGregor's coming in here. Couldn't get it under control. If he had, he was in on goal.
Fantastic ball there by Popovic, though.
That'll do for the first half, says Nathan Shakespeare. The first half in which Queanbeyan City started well, Kel, but Tigers got themselves into the game. There was a period after the equaliser where it could have gone either way, but then that goal right on the cusp of half-time means it's advantage Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what Tigers are good at as well. They come in, they'll go, won't put their heads down, and I think Ali Effie would have trained that in them as well throughout the year.
Well, 80 seconds was all it took for Nico Abbott to score. A rebound off a Thomas Blazevski shot, and Abbott was there to put it home. Queanbeyan City were dreaming of their first ever final at that stage, but Tigers, well, they've turned it around. Nick Taneski with a rasping drive into the top corner to level it up after 14 minutes, and then right on half-time, Shannon Whitehead's free kick fumbled over his own goal line by Nick Middleton, who won't want to see that replay very often. And at half-time, it's Tigers FC who have 1 foot in the McKellar Park Grand Final on Saturday, the 7th of July. At half-time here at South Jerrabomberra Regional Sporting Complex in the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying semi-final, it's Queanbeyan City 1, Tigers FC 2. Welcome back to South Jerrabomberra Regional Sporting Complex, where you're watching Hahn Australia Cup qualifying semi-final action. Brought to you by Allstate Towing. Broken down or been in an accident, give Allstate Towing a call, your 24/7 local trusted towing company. Electro Tinj, proudly supporting the Capital Football Australia Cup qualifying rounds. Deakin Club, the family-friendly football club. Kitro Excavations for all your excavation and earth-moving needs. Rhythm Snowsports, ignite the stoke. Canberra PC Repair, IT support when you need it most. LJ Hooker, for your real estate needs, contact Lukas Cole, LJ Hooker, and Xela Constructions, commercial builders proudly supporting grassroots football. I'm Russ Gibbs. Kelly Sturton is still with me, having done her halftime interviews for her fans that came to watch. How was that for you, Kel?
I think you stitched me up there, Russ.
I did a little bit. I did a little bit. We both did a bit of a chat with the Village Building Company social media team that are here because they donated the land on which all this has been built. So they were doing a bit of sound bites, and you can't see it on your on the camera here because there's the overhang below us, but it's absolutely rammed down in front of us. Queanbeyan City tell me that they've nearly sold out of food. We had to jump the queue to get a couple of drinks, didn't we? Because the line was massive. But yeah, what a great atmosphere it is down there. Substitution at half-time here. Don't know who it's for. It's 12 for 2, but I think it's Angus Bailey for Tigers coming on for Noah Steinacker, who will mean a little bit of a change of shape. Angus Bailey, a midfielder. You can see him there just on the edge of the centre circle. Southam, Megic, Milutinovic and Whitehead now the back four. I think that might be, Kelly, in relation to what we were saying defensively about Noah Steinacker maybe having a better game going forward than defensively, and maybe that's Aliefi deciding that he wants Shandon Whitehead's experience against Blazewski on this near side. Yeah,
probably, and I think it's 2-1, it's been a tight game, and I think Ali's probably looking to just play this game out now and stick with a strong back four.
Whitehead's, they didn't lose much with Whitehead going in at left back. He's got his goal as well, so he can do a bit of defensive work. They scored early in the first half, Queanbeyan City. They would dearly love an early goal in the second. Gabriel with the throw-in. Over on the far side.
They always say a 2-1 scoreline's a dangerous scoreline.
2-0 is mostly dangerous. 2-1's even worse, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Tokic on the turn. Good delivery in. Milutinovic. Not under any pressure from a Queanbeyan player, and almost knocked it past his own goalkeeper.
Yeah, that was, I think, a bit of miscommunication there for that backline and goalkeeper.
We've worked this out sharply to McGregor, who's taken on and beaten Leverett. Oh, he's passed Savkovic as well. Leverett's back to help out. But a few words exchanged between some of the crowd below us and some of these wingers.
Makes it a more entertaining game.
Guerrero away. Abbott. Miyabiashi with a clipped ball looking for Haidu. Magic nods it down to Michael Southam.
The ball's moving still really quickly out there, Russ. And
well, Queanbeyan have scored now 10 goals this season. 5 of them have been in the first 45 minutes and 5 in the second. So no real pattern from their point of view about when they do score. And the 2 goals now that Tigers have scored in this one follows the 2 goals they scored against Ugali on the weekend. That's the first time since round 2 this year that they got multiple goals in a match, Tigers.
There you go, you wonder why that is. They seem to be a very attacking side.
Oh, sorry, multiple first half goals, I should say. Well, they do get a lot of second half goals, just not many of them in the first half.
It probably takes them a while to settle into the game, as we discussed in that first half.
Interestingly, they scored right on half-time against Ugali on the weekend. Nathan Megic header in the 45th minute. Shandon Whitehead will get a 45th minute goal today as well. So just goes to show you play till the final whistle in whatever half you're in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the most dangerous parts of football are the last 5 and the first 5 of any game.
Whitehead away. We'll give him Popovic up against Tokic. McGregor got there. Good challenge by Leverett. He's got a few words for McGregor as well. It's been a good battle this between Jack Leverett and Archie McGregor.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of ball on both these sides. It's going to be a good challenge.
Whitehead with the throw. Savkovic ahead of Bailey. Popovic finds Pitkin. Magic will find Southam. And here comes the press. McGregor, flag goes up against offside. Kelly, it's noticeable that when certain players have got the ball, there isn't a press. And then when certain players do have the ball, there is a press. Now, clearly, sides have figured out that some players are more comfortable in possession than others.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've got to do your homework with each and every player, and you pick their weak moments and their stronger moments. Some players are not very calm under pressure, and others can control the ball more so under pressure than they can.
Ogilvy to send it in. Popovic almost got there. Went between his legs. Tedeschi couldn't turn it home. Milutinovic. Magic.
It's interesting that Queanbeyan is still sitting back and allowing Tigers just to do that little bit more of a press and leaving Abbott up top by himself.
Pick in. Milutinovic will tidy up. Picking just patrols that area in front of the back four. Does it very well. As I said, that gives it away to Daniel Roberts, of course.
Commentator skirts.
Always happens, doesn't it? Tigers gone to the bench once.
Tigers are not going to be playing three up front by the looks of it, Russ. I think they're going to play with a solo two to match the back three. Or potentially just leaving Abbott up top by himself. And try overload Tigers through the midfield area.
Where Savkovic and Roberts are operating right now. Blazewski. He's got the pace to run at Shannon Whitehead, Thomas Blazewski. Skips past him as well. Hard to believe he's just 17, I think. He might have just turned 17, Thomas Blazewski.
Who is the youngest player in the men's MPR in Canberra?
Well, he wouldn't be far off, this young lad on the ball now. There'd be a few around that age. Not quite as young as they are in the women's game.
Yeah, and that plays out across the country as well. It's generally your women's game is with the younger players. And that's just the opportunity levels that they have.
Nico Abbott will take once Nathan Shakespeare's had a chat with the players making acquaintances in the penalty area. William Lejeune getting told off by Nathan Shakespeare. Johnny Haidu in front of him. Abbott with the corner kick then. Queanbeyan City trail 2-1. What can he do with this one? Flat delivery into the middle. Guerrero was the target. Second chance to reload. Shannon Whitehead's got his feet caught. It's come for Tokic, it's come for Blazewski! And it's 2-2! A mistake at the back, punished by Queanbeyan City. And Thomas Blazewski equalises. And the cup tie is all square again.
Very interesting decision there by Tigers' defensive structure there, just not clearing the ball, which caused the error for the goal to come.
Shannon Whitehead got it stuck under his feet. Christian Tokic nipped it away and Thomas Blazewski turns it home. His second cup goal of the season for the young wide forwards. And City are back on terms. And all the noise you can hear is from the home supports. We've made the short jaunt from Queanbeyan up the road to South Jerrabomberra, and now the bit between the teeth again. What have the Tigers got once more? Whitehead benefited from a mistake himself and then trod on it. Just couldn't get it out of his feet, could he?
No, definitely got stuck in the left feet, and it just unfortunately caused the error to cost the goal to draw the match.
Well, where will it go from here?
You can hear the Queanbeyan supporters really ramping up their commentary now.
Slightly more chirpy than they were a few moments ago. Unsurprisingly so. Now the more experienced heads, perhaps, in the Tigers side have been in these situations before. Miyabiashi, Blazewski. He'll be full of confidence now as well.
scoring in front of your home crowd as well. Nothing like lifting the spirits.
I mean, whilst this is technically a neutral venue, and technically a game between two New South Wales sides, it is closer to Queanbeyan than it is either Coomore or wherever the Tigers call home these days.
Yeah, you just don't know, do
which
you?
is the AEST normally.
Yeah, which is further away. Some would say Coomore.
I understand, though, that Tigers have had conversations about playing here more often. It is a good venue.
It is, and I think that more football teams within the Canberra region should be using this venue. It's fabulous.
Just for matches, though, not for training. Stop training on it and overusing it, please.
Yeah, let's just use it for a match.
Because we can then use it for finals. Without it being...
You've heard it from Russ.
Without,
Stop using it.
Stop using it for training. That's it. It's not a training venue. There's two good fields out there for training, an AstroTurf and a grass. Anyway, rant over.
If you're listening.
They do play a lot of games through here because Queanbeyan City and Monero train on it a lot, the juniors as well, and there's a fair few junior games too, which gives it a lot of wear and tear. Lejeune sends it forward, and they're entitled to. They pay for it, of course. Taneski. Bailey couldn't take it in his stride. Tokic can step in. Played his part in the goal. Lifts it for Haidu. I think he was out of play. Well, a reminder that tomorrow, Tuggeranong United and Canberra Croatia will go through the ringer themselves. 6:30, Canberra 2. Here goes Popovic. Rampaging run forward for Nick Popovic. Still going, Popovic. And then runs into Tokic. Nothing doing. Steve Forshaw will join me at Canberra 2 for that. Canberra Croatia will start the favourites. Tuggeranong United, though, have a remarkable cup record. Both those sides, it's 11 years of cup football since the Australia Cup qualifying began, Kelly. Canberra Croatia have reached 7 semi-finals. You'd expect that of a team of their nature. Tuggeranong United also reached 7 semi-finals.
Oh, there you go.
Which maybe people wouldn't expect quite so much.
I wouldn't have expected that from Tuggeranong, but good to see that the south of Canberra region still keeping strong.
That's for tomorrow. This is for now, for a place in the showdown on Saturday, June 7. Double header of Federation Cup finals at McKellar Park that day, 12:30. Canberra Croatia versus Belconnen United in the women's. 3:30, the men's. The winner of this and the winner of tomorrow. This one, potential for extra time and penalties, of course.
Knowing our luck, Russ.
One back by Abbott, goes down, and Savkovic has gone for something special. Well, it's not so bad for me tonight, Kel, because I'm only about 10 minutes up the road from here.
Yeah, I'm not too far away, which is nice.
Gugong's just over the yonder hill from round the back there. Those lights you can see in the background. Up the hill a bit, and you're laughing.
Who's got the kids tonight, Russ?
My wife's home. She's back from Singapore.
There you go.
For the time being, then she's off on another Vivid Lights tour or something in a couple of weeks. Here goes Whitehead, who wants to have a go. Was dipping, Middleton had it covered. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think what he saw was that defensive line stepping up, keeper off his line, and why not have a shot from there?
Cup final week's a big week in every household. I mean, it's not as big as Year 6 camp, which is on that week in my household.
Yeah, I've got one coming up in June as well, actually.
Kids love camp, don't they?
Yeah, my son's got his first Year 7 camp, so that should be
That'd be
fun for us all.
interesting, yeah.
Northern Sydney, though.
Northern Sydney, I think my daughter's off to Berry, wherever that is. No idea.
No.
Somewhere up on the coast near Wollongong, perhaps.
Sounds delicious, though.
It does, doesn't it? Always come back from camp and tell us how much food they've had and what they've been given, and I'm always very jealous.
But
Well,
also,
that
the
clearance
lack
is
of sleep.
ricocheted. Here's Taneski. No. Offside anyway, I think.
Yeah, he did come from an offside position there.
Canteen was good here tonight. Love the food that is on offer around town.
Yeah, a lot of our clubs have fantastic canteens and great cooks.
Teskovica, I think it's called, and the Kransky.
I bet your wife likes not having to cook for you sometimes. Right?
Absolutely. Here's a chance for Bailey. Overcooks that. Did have a wonderful roast beef the other night there, mate.
Roast beef, oh, delicious.
Anyway, we digress, as usual.
At least it's not hot chips this time.
That's true. Quarter of an hour, the second half almost gone. 2-2. Where's this going to go? McGregor. Another play. Both sides will feel they can win it from here, and quite rightly so. You did mention that at 2-1 the game was very much in the balance, Kelly, and you were spot on. Technically, there was about 7 minutes in actual time between the goals, either side of the half-time break, notwithstanding the 4 minutes of added time.
Yeah, as I said, Russ, it's the big five that we talk about. You know, 5 minutes into the halves is always a dangerous because either a team's awake or asleep.
Bailey's touch almost found Taneski. Tokic defends him well. Middleton will feel a lot better about himself now that they've equalised.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate error by the goalkeeper in the second half. Give Tigers their second goal.
Miyabiashi with the hug on Ogawa. Dickin's not hanging around, he's found Popovic. Shannon Whitehead. Pitkin. I wonder when we see Nikos Kalfas. He's come off the bench, scored twice in his last 3 matches and has 2 goals from substitute appearances in the cup for the Tigers. Might he be the man to come and win it? He did on the weekend against Ugali, similar situation. From 2-2, Nikos Kalfas with 3 minutes to go won the football match.
It does look like he's warming up in that fast. I think that's Kalfas over there.
Corner kick goes Queanbeyan's way. What price? A goal at the end that Guerrero scored against Brindabella Blues. From a corner, from that side, taken by this man, Nico Abbott.
Queanbeyan City definitely work on their set pieces.
Here is Abbott, almost reached Tokic. McGregor made sure it didn't. Roberts is going to win it back. Abbott again, delicious looking ball in. Guerrero was a target, might come for Blazewski again. Couldn't get the effort away, and Lejeune clutches. Each set piece is causing a little bit of consternation in the back for Tigers here.
Yeah, absolutely. The deliveries have just been spot on there by Abbott as well. Hitting that middle penalty spot each time.
Surprising perhaps, because we mentioned all year long about height of the back four. Southam, Milutinovic, Medjic, they're all pretty tall people. Archie McGregor adds some height in there too. You'd think these set pieces, especially with Lejeune behind them, would be dealt with a bit more comfortably.
Yeah, you think so, but I think they're dipping at the right time too, Russ, which is hard to sort of counter when they are dipping.
Yeah, it's a wonderful delivery from Nico Abbott.
It just shows his technical ability on the ball.
Taneski back for Popovic. Leverett blocked it from going forward. Pitkin can turn. Fizzed at the Medjic, didn't he? How's your touch, Nathan Medjic?
Did stitch him up a little bit.
Southam, McGregor switched wings to have a go at Ayul at the moment, and Southam will burst forward. Guerrero's there. Well, that one's gone as well.
What's that? The 5th ball we've lost over the fence tonight?
Well, hopefully they've got some more, otherwise that's the end of the game. Queanbeyan City are going to make a change very shortly. Goran Jozefovski has passed the piece of paper to Aisha Struts.
I think, as well as while we're waiting, Russ, I think Nathan Shakespeare's really held this game really well. He's been quite comfortable out there, controlling it.
Let it flow, hasn't he? He only gave the 1 yellow card in the first half. Allowed the players to get stuck in, which is what we like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ogawa dancing across field. Might come here for Angus Bailey, who's got the shot away, but no power to test Nick Middleton.
I don't think Middleton's going to let that ball go.
Noise levels just upping a little. Tokic forwards. Popovic. Leverett got in there in front of him. It'll be interesting to see what this change is from the Queanbeyan City Brains Trust over there on the bench. Milutinovic has it. The Tigers. 18.5 minutes gone, second half. Magic forwards. Bailey under pressure. Haidu has it back for Queanbeyan City. Angus Bailey can't find McGregor past Ayul. City wanted the ball heads in hand moment for everyone on the bench as it went against them. Savkovic though too strong for Ogawa. Popovic tracking back, that's good work. Picking from Whitehead. Nathan Magic. Southam. Ogawa, McGregor. Nice turn. Taneski. Loves these kind of positions. Might get the shot away, Nick Taneski does. That's taken a deflection. And Middleton adjusted just in time. Otherwise it was rolling past him.
Yeah, absolutely, shifted his feet well there. A cheeky deflection from his defensive line.
Yeah, wouldn't have been thanking them if he got a bit more on it.
No, unfortunately he wouldn't be.
It's brilliant from Whitehead to bring that down. Tokic though was there. Now Blazewski into the space that Whitehead has vacated. And Pitkin tracks back to help. Some good defensive work from the more forward-oriented players so far today. Nick Popovic, one of them right there. Well, the change will come for Queanbeyan City. Daniel Roberts making way. Noah van der Poel coming on. Noah van der Poel, a former Canberra Croatia player. Here comes Van der Poel. Forward-oriented player, Noah van der Poel, perhaps more so than Daniel Roberts, which is maybe a statement of intent from Queanbeyan City. Roberts doesn't mind to go forward, but Noah van der Poel, it's more natural for him. Ogawa. Tokic is there. Van der Poel. Popovic's challenge on Van der Poel, advantage played. Nathan Shakespeare might revisit that. Lever it in. Magic away. Popovic picks up Noah van der Poel. Welcome to the game.
First touch in, hits Popovic.
Yeah, nothing doing.
I think Popovic tried to quieten down the crowd there a little bit with that.
There was a bit of noise coming from the crowd, wasn't there? I mean, it seemed to be rattling the Tigers a bit. It's surprising when you consider the quality of the players that they've got. There's going to be a card here for someone on the bench. And it's Goran Jozefovski, who's probably asking where was the card for Nick Popovic, and Nathan Shakespeare's answer by going right here in my hand, you can have it.
He's reversed it. A little bit of game of unity there.
You can't reverse the reverse. Van der Poel, Abbots, almost got Blazewski in. Leverett's won it back for Queanbeyan City. Blazewski, Popovic stuck into him physically again. That's good defensive work from Nick Popovic. A centre forward, 35 goals in 120 NPL games. Doesn't tell half the battle of what the work he does it?
No, and look, he's from a pedigree of Popovic's.
They all liked a bit of a tackle.
They did, especially his uncle, Toppy.
I got to play against Toppy once or twice.
Former Canberra Cosmos player.
No, he loved the tackle.
He did indeed.
Top pick of Popovic, back in the day.
And with his dad as one of a fantastic coach as well.
And Jegoš Popovic, former Canberra United head coach too. Nick Popovic, a very fine player indeed. Not just about his goals and assists, he works so hard.
And he's had a few injuries in his career as well, which he's had to come back from.
He shakes them off and gets on with it. He's got 2 goals in 5 starts and 2 sub-appearances this season, Nick Popovic. Started the season really well, with goals in successive games against Ugali and Monero Panthers. Here he is. Finds Whitehead. Heavy touch again from Cameron Whitehead. I think you can see noticeably how the crowd volume is getting to some of these players, because there's little errors creeping into the game now that just wasn't there in the first half from Tigers.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Queanbeyan have had most of the ball in this second half as well, and I think the crowd getting behind them has really made a difference.
Southam comes in, Miyabiashi, Van der Pol, Savkovic. The change with Angus Bailey in midfield hasn't paid off yet, has it?
No, you haven't really seen a drastic change in the Tigers formation.
Van der Pol, Miyabiashi.
But it looks like the Tigers are going to be making a substitution soon, Ross.
Certainly does. Here's Bailey. Van der Pol almost pulled the shirts off his back.
Just wanted to swap before game's end, 12 for 12.
It's a fair swap. You wouldn't mind a purple Tigers kit to take home as a souvenir?
No, absolutely, why not?
Got your South Canberra kit yet?
No,
I haven't
they're
ordered
coming.
mine yet either. I need to get onto that.
You do. I already told Kat that you were ordering one, so she's waiting for
I
it.
need to do that. Remind me to do that after the game. I'll get onto it. Savkovic. Nowhere to go for Noah Van der Pol. Abbott did well, but then there was no one in a red shirt there. Here's Nick Taneski. Angus Bailey. It's handball by Savkovic. Advantage played. Ogawa finds Popovic. And he can have a run here, Nick Popovic. And get it on that right foot, and it just lacked the power it needed. A warning sign, though. You're watching a live Hahn Australia Cup qualifying semi-final, brought to you by Allstate Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LJ Hooker and Xela Constructions. 20 minutes to play in the regulation 90. Then there will be extra time, potentially penalties.
Look, knowing my luck, you'll go into extra time and penalties. That's what's happened previously.
Well, the difference with this ground and a lot of other grounds, Kelly, is that when there is a penalty shootout, you can't often go behind the goal at many grounds. McKellar Park is one you can, of course. No, Deakin Stadium, they take it behind at the other end, so you can't go behind the goals. Well, here they can't really stop them, can they?
No, absolutely not. Well, a little bit different.
Miyabiashi, you can walk the circumference of this ground. That's towards Abbott on the far post. Came off Southam, came off Abbott, irrespective. It was offside change. Tigers FC. Nikos Kalfas for Nick Popovic. Mentioned Nikos Kalfas off the bench to score twice in his last 3 matches. In cup matches against Madura and Gungahlin United, he's come on and scored in both. Can he make it a hat-trick of sorts? If any man can win the cup tie for Tigers, it is this one. Nikos Kalfas, 140 NPL games, scored 39 goals. He's only played 3 times in the league this season, every single one as a substitute, because he's coming back from an awful injury that kept him out for quite some time. So 5 sub-appearances this season, and he scored 3 goals. It's not bad, is it?
No, that's a good stat to have, and look, he is dangerous on the ball, and we've seen in previous years the type of goals that Nick can score.
He is a match winner. Now then, throw in. Gabriel will take.
Got a bit of pace about him too, which will trouble this defensive structure of Queanbeyan.
Can Ayul find a long throw? He does have a long throw. It's not quite Cole Falco proportions, but then not many are. Tokic, the obvious target to flick on if he can. And then a cluster of players to maybe get on the end of it. Southam got there. Will be a corner. They'll settle for that because Abbott can send in another one of his deliveries. 28 minutes of the second half played. Queanbeyan City 2, Tigers 2. Thomas Blazewski's equalizer in the 52nd minute, bringing us back to square one. Abbott to take. Really good delivery. It's going to come out here for Noah Van der Pol to have a crack, blocked by Ogawa.
just looking at the way he delivers those crosses in, it's actually low and hard, Russ, so it's a really hard type of ball to defend. You can't really get your head to those ones.
And if you get your head to it as a striker and aim it towards goal, there's a lot of pace, a lot of power on it. Queanbeyan with the throw. Into the area. Magic lost it, I think, momentarily. It's come for Blazewski. That's taken a nick. It might favour Abbott on the near post. It nearly favoured Guerrero.
Very lucky there.
Tigers got away with one. Here's Kalfas' first involvement. Blazewski has it back. Trundles the pass through. Doesn't find its intended target. Here goes Kalfas on the break. Nikos Kalfas. Runners ahead. Leverett brings him down, and surely we'll see yellow. Oh no. Apparently he won the ball. Kalfas felt it on the shin. There must have been a bit of ball in that, Kelly, for Jack Leverett.
Yeah, I think so. I think the ball had already left before Kalfas was in the air, and I think it was a good call by Shakespeare there.
Yeah, fair play. Looked like a foul from where I was, but then I'm not as close as he is. Ogawa over the top. Taneski won't get there.
Well out by the keeper.
But the Tigers are definitely rattled here. The last few games I've seen them play, they've looked in pretty good nick. They beat Canberra Croatia a couple of weeks ago with a really good performance. They did have to take Gagalan United all the way in extra time. Archie McGregor and Nikos Kalfas were the last kick of the match. Secured their progression to this round. So they've gone the long way around before. Abbott with a little lob. I think he's offside again though.
And that is a good stat to have, and I think Kalfas is one of those players who will score you those 90-plus minute goals as well. So Queanbeyan do need to keep an eye on him.
Well, it's everything we hoped it would be of this Cup semi-final. Competitive, edgy, 4 goals, plenty of opportunities. Kalfas, Bailey with the turn. Savkovic wins it back. Often on these occasions it can turn very cagey, Kelly, and you don't get a decent game of football, but we've been treated to one tonight. Yeah,
absolutely. Both teams have produced very good football, and it's continuing to happen as well. And I think this is going to happen to the 90th minute, Russ.
All the noise from the Queanbeyan fans on this near side, all the Tigers fans gathered on the far side of the pitch. It's a whole gaggle of them over there just by the bench.
A lot of the young boys coming out to support their senior team, which is good to see.
Yeah, Queanbeyan City Tigers FC's MPL programme. That pass from Ogawa is going to be picked up by Van der Poel. Haidu, haven't seen much of him as an attacking threat in the second half. Van der Poel. Magic went to ground early. It's a good decision.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he had to do that to clear that ball before it got crossed.
Here he is again, looking for the run of Archie McGregor up against Leverett once more. Leverett sticks to the task. He stuck to it well.
There's the ball rolling off the roof there.
Often in cup matches, the favourites prevail. We saw that in the Women's FA Cup final on the weekend when Chelsea saw off Manchester United. But sometimes in cup matches, the favourites don't prevail. We saw that on the weekend in the Men's FA Cup finals. Crystal Palace saw off Manchester City. The magic of cup football. Anything can happen.
Especially in the EPL this year. Both you and I Manchester United supporters. Bad year for us.
Might be a good one come Thursday morning.
Hopefully. We can only hope. Although I do have a soft spot for Tottenham.
I don't. Tokic. Leverett. Milutinovic won it.
As long as we can get a trophy, it's more than what Arsenal's got. So.
That is true. Whitehead's got some space. Can't find the pass. I call my dad quite often on the way into work, and he's a Tottenham fan, and if they win on Thursday morning, I'm not sure I can make that phone call for a few weeks.
I wouldn't be. I know your dad. I've met him a couple of times. He won't let you live that one down.
No, he would be quiet and unassuming about it without a shadow of a doubt. Marko Savkovic in backfield's got a bit of cramp, seizing up. He's putting a mountain of work, that midfielder.
How has your dad let you live in the same household growing up when you followed two completely different teams?
Well, mine was very successful and his wasn't.
I suppose, yeah, you can't really fight that, can you?
There wasn't really a rivalry.
My son tried to tell me he was going for Man City one year, and I told him there was the door and you can walk out.
And that's exactly what I said to my kids. They can do whatever they like in their life, but they can't support Manchester City.
Exactly right.
Or Liverpool. They get no choice in their football team.
No.
It's Manchester United or no one.
Exactly right, I hear you there.
Anything else, do what you like.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly right. Rugby league, choose who you want. But when it comes to EPL,
exactly.
you're not allowed to.
Don't mind about anything else. Any other sport? Some tired legs out there in the backfield. Angus Pitkin stretching out as well. No, Vanderpool. I think he felt that first challenge. Marko Savkovic trying to run that one off. He will not want to give up tonight, Marko Savkovic. He will not want to be substituted.
It'd be a big loss to Queanbeyan too. He's been a stalwart in that back area for Queanbeyan.
Stretching it out, he needs a ton of pickle juice. There's a McDonald's up the road. They've got loads of pickles up there.
I don't know how players can have that pickle juice. It is disgusting.
Yeah, not for me either. Although the way I'm stretching out in the commentary box here, Kel, might be needing some pickle juice at some stage. Plenty of room for activities in this room, isn't there?
There is. This is a massive room. It's great. It's better than being outside, I think, too.
Charlie Ray is coming on for Marko Savkovic, so they have to make that change. The young midfielder.
He's still getting treatment on that calf as well. So
yeah, clearly a lot more crampy than it was before. Crampy, is that a word?
I don't know. It can be. Why not?
Cramped up a lot more.
No, you're the man of the words, Russ, so you can do what you want.
I mean, look, sometimes I just make them up as we go along, isn't it?
You may as well. That's how we live and breathe. I think that's how the English dictionary is written.
Well, considering some of the language that our kids come out with these days.
I know, don't even start.
Run down that flank from Hahn. Wants a corner kick, gets a corner kick.
Great attacking play there by Queanbeyan.
Nico Abbott to take yet another corner kick. Can they find a way through with time against them if they want to get it done in normal time? Tokic was a target, comes out Charlie Ray, first chance, slices it back for Mia Biashi. That's going to find its way through to Abbott. It's Nico Abbott, and it's charged down. And the break might be on here for Nick Taneski. And his ball in is missed by Ayul. Mayabayashi got back there, needed to. The game is becoming very stretched.
It was a great defensive run there, just to cut off that central area. I don't think if that player wasn't there, I think Kalfas was in the back of the net there.
Charlie Ray gets back to find Middleton. In amongst all this, there's a Women's Premier League game going on. 3 minutes to half-time. It's Gungahlin 0, Canberra Croatia 1 in that game. Abbott to send it for Blazewski. Lejeune came to get it. Over at Gungahlin enclosed.
What did you say the score was, Ross?
1-0 to Croatia, close to half-time. Sam Watson's taking you through that one. That one kicked off at 7:30, so by the time this one finishes, theoretically,
they'll be frozen.
you should be able to go. Yeah, they will be. They'll be up on the scaffold wherever they are over there. We're like loving it in the room here.
Yeah, good luck to you, Sam.
I think we should change every single NPL match to this venue.
Yeah, I'm for it.
We need some couches up here for half-time.
Yeah.
We're laughing.
Maybe an esky as well.
Yeah. Kalfas eased off the ball. Charlie Ray finds Nawal Guerrero. Wants to look for Haidu. Southam's got there. Pitkin, can someone step up? Can someone make themselves a cup semi-final hero? McGregor. Kalfas can't keep it in. You can hear what the Queanbeyan City faithful think about it. They're playing their part tonight, no doubt, the home support.
Wow, they're having a great time down there.
Guerrero forwards. Stretch from Pitkin. Comes from Ibeashi. Looking for Haidu. That's a lovely ball in behind Michael Southam, who's covered it superbly.
He's done a hammy.
Oh dear, Johnny Haidu. That looks like a hamstring, doesn't it? And he's down in a lot of pain, and Southam will kick this out. And that does look like a hamstring injury, does it not?
Yeah, I think he pulled up very quickly there. That's a typical hamstring tear.
You would hope, for Johnny Haidu's sake, that it's just a really tight hamstring on a cramp up there, but you know, judging by the way, like you say, he stopped really quickly, that often means it's torn, which would be a shame. He's put a lot of effort into it. Hopefully it is a bit, it's just seized up on him.
Hopefully it's just a cramp.
I would have thought the way that they're treating it there, that can't be much more than a cramp, you would hope.
Fingers crossed for his sake. There's nothing worse than tearing a hamstring. Very hard to come back from.
Well, they made the 2 subs in this half, the 2 windows. They've got one more
He's coming off.
that they can do.
Physio's just asked for a substitution.
And Big Sam Abba will come on for him, for Johnny Haidu. A big, powerful, pacey forward, Samuel Abba. He has a cup goal to his name as well, the second of 3 they got against Belconnen United, incidentally at Gungahlin Enclosed, where Gungahlin and Croatia are playing right now. There you go, there's a segue.
Well, this puts a bit of height into Queanbeyan's front line as well, which will match Tigers' back line.
First season of senior first grade football for Samuel Abba. Started 1 league game, 4 times he's come off the bench. Scored in that cup tie, as I mentioned. Has had himself sent off as well. Michael Southam is coming off here for Samson Carr. Michael Southam on. Samson Carr, who I called Seamus Carr 3 times on the weekend, because Seamus Carr used to play for Canberra Olympic and West Canberra Wanderers lots and lots and lots of games. And for some reason my brain went there, and yeah, there you go. Called him Seamus Carr, which I called lots of times over the years.
That's all right. We forgive you for your age, Russ.
Oh, look, I mean, geez, I'm getting too old for this. But Samson Carr's on, wearing number 35. Had a great season last year, the fullback. Headed up to Western Sydney Wanderers for a spell. Didn't quite work out for him there, and he's back here. Only a teenager himself.
It's a good experience just to be able to see what the A-League structure is in Sydney as well.
I think what they've done is they've seen Samuel Abba come on and go, look, we'll just send someone who's slightly taller than you, just because we can.
We'll just up you one.
Another in the land of veritable giants at Tigers FC, Samson Carr. Gets forward well, defends well. He's going to see at least 5 minutes of football, maybe even 30 more as we head towards extra time.
It is getting a bit cold as well too. Russ.
Look, I'm glad we're inside.
I do, but it's interesting that the players are getting cramps as well. The clearly cold weather is not helping.
No, Whiteheads. It's an unforgiving pitch as well, this one. And they have put in a mountain of work, both these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it hasn't slowed down at all from start to finish.
Might be who's left standing at the end. Kalfas bounces through a couple, but he's going in the wrong direction as far as Tigers are concerned. Magic. Good touch from Bailey. Forward run is from Ogawa. Got there first. He's ridden a second challenge. Tokic too strong. Ogawa went sliding in to get it and didn't. And left his foot in, and it'll be a free kick.
Yeah, that definitely was a free kick. He did cop him late there. And I think the AR there has called that for Shakespeare.
Yeah, I think he's got a call from the assistant on the far side.
Cards out too there, Russ.
Yeah, for Tommy Ogawa. I don't think he was going to book him until all the crowd got it. No, until Josh Iser in front of us informed him that it was probably a bookable challenge because he had a better view. I think that's good communications from the referee. I mean, the crowd did suggest it.
They did.
But it definitely wasn't because of that. Middleton to send it forward. Only the second yellow card of the game, which, as we've mentioned before, has been refereed very well indeed. Let it flow.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what you want to see the game do. You don't want to call every foul. It just stops and starts the game. This has been a really good game to watch.
Lejeune out wide for Carr.
From a coach's perspective, Russ, it'd be interesting to see a heat map of the runs made by both these teams, because centrally I don't think they've really hit that park centrally at all.
McGregor to send it in. Taneski's got there. Is this the moment? Taneski deflected and wide. It will be a corner.
Great defence there by Queanbeyan.
I thought you were going to say, from a coach's perspective, I would like to see a heat map of the coaches, where they've been tonight.
Look, I don't think Pep Guardiola over there has moved from that spot. He's moved to the fence.
Rooted to that spot the entire time, Ali F.E. Hands in pockets now, though. Now then, is this Tigers moment? The last minute of the 90. It would be a glorious time to score. Taneski to whip it in there. It's in the penalty area. And Charlie Ray hammers it up the park.
Asia Strutt's going to hold up, I think, 3 minutes. She was signalling to the benches before us. I could be wrong.
That's good eyes, mate. Well done.
I've eaten my carrots today, so you're welcome.
Pitkin.
I could be wrong, though. I could stitch myself up here.
Ogawa sliced it. Ogawa again. Kalfas. Ogawa into the area, goes down under the challenge. No penalty, says Nathan Shakespeare. Brilliantly positioned from the referee. Van der Poel. Blazewski. Queanbeyan's turn to break. Magic stretches the leg. Mia Biashi, 4 minutes time added on.
One off.
That's okay, I'll forgive you. Into that 4 minutes. A goal now would surely settle this tie one way or the other. Mia Biashi. Carr away. Ayul. Magic bashes it straight into Shannon Whitehead, who certainly felt that. Oh, he hurt. That hurt him.
Yeah.
Could hear that from here.
That's rattling the belly.
Here's McGregor. And he feeds it on to Taneski, who's bearing down a goal. Nick Taneski! It's wide.
What a great save there.
The Tigers had the chance to win it. And Nick Taneski couldn't take it.
That ball in the guts really hurt him. Hopefully it hasn't done anything to his ribs.
Yeah, Shannon Whitehead is still back down, sucking in the big ones. Bit of friendly fire. Meanwhile, Nick Taneski may have sent his team to the final, but couldn't hit the target, and that's a surprise for someone of his quality in that position. And also, Kelly, Archie McGregor was stood square for a tap-in. I mean, have they missed a big chance there or what?
Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe the nerves got to them, but in saying that, I think the keeper came out quite well, which shut down that angle, which was good to see.
Didn't take the chance that came their way. Van der Poel and Bailey. Abbott sent it forward. Magic's missed it. It's Abba, and he couldn't get the hit properly. He might have taken it on.
I think we should have seen him take a few more touches there. He had a lot of time and space to do one-on-one with the goalkeeper.
Lejeune away. Tigers' turn to dodge the bullets. Here's Taneski. Runs into Mia Biashi. Free kick goes the way of Tigers. 2 minutes to play. Taneski had a big chance. Samuel Abba had a big chance. There's a lot of room here for Carr, the young substitutes, who steps inside and then couldn't find Kalfas coming together as well with Guerrero. No free kick, no penalty either way. We can't complain. It's not been entertaining tonight.
No, absolutely not. It's been a fantastic game of football.
And we've got to do it all over again tomorrow.
You do.
Well, I meant we colloquially. I'm sure you'll be watching.
I will be.
Blazewski. Some of us at the venue, some of us from the comfort of our armchairs.
Absolutely.
McGregor finds Bailey. This might be done in 90 still. Taneski will chase to get there. Little touch for Carr. Van der Poel tracking back to help out. Ayul can't keep it in. Tigers will get a throw into the final 60 seconds of stoppage time. Extra time is very much on the agenda. Will Tigers be able to rip that one out, throw it out the window? We will see. Kalfas, not with a throw like that. Magic bounces up and hits his arm. I'm not convinced he knew a lot about it.
I think that hit him square in the nose there, Ross.
Did it indeed? Definitely wasn't a handball either way. Now that clearance from Lejeune was testing Magic at this stage. Stretched one out to get there. Kalfas. Carr. Been very comfortable since he's come on, Samson Carr.
Yeah, he has. He's played quite well there.
Guerrero. Van der Poel. Miyabiashi. Spins out of the trouble and looks for the run of Blazewski down the middle. Milutinovic came in. And Nathan Shakespeare will take us to an extra half an hour. Kelly Sturton, Thomas Blazewski's equalizer, 7 minutes in the second half. The only goal of the second half, and we've got 30 minutes to find out a winner. But what a great cup tie it's been.
Yeah, fantastic. I think both teams deserve the win out there today, Russ. I think they both matched each other equally, and possession has showed not much difference.
Well, let's take a short break to find out what's going to happen in extra time. We'll be back very shortly, but at full time, after 90 minutes here in the semi-final of the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying, it's Queanbeyan City 2, Tigers 2. Yep, we know you. Welcome back to South Jerrabomberra Regional Sporting Complex. Well, we've got a cup tie for you. Queanbeyan City 2, Tigers FC 2, brought to you by Australia Cup sponsors Allstate Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LG Hooker, and Xela Construction. I'm still Russ Gibbs, and Kelly Sturton is still Kelly Sturton, I think.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so over there. Kel, great 90 minutes. We really enjoyed that. And free football, half an hour of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Great complex as well that they're playing in.
Yeah, it's been really good, hasn't it? I mean, the noise has been excellent here tonight. There's been a fair few people around here watching the game. Mayor of Queanbeyan, Kenrick Winchester, was out here as well earlier on. He had to go to pick up his daughter from dance, so he's had to leave it. He's going to maybe drop her off and come back for extra time, but it's part of his remit, this, and the QPRC, and it's a fantastic facility, and we'd love to play more big matches here.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a fantastic facility. Definitely good for commentating too. Get a really good view.
It's great because we've got a table here for a monitor in front of us, and you can put your notes down and everything, and your clock and your watches and everything, and your drinks, all sorts of stuff. There's plenty of room. Well, we got half an hour left, and then potentially penalties to find out who will be making their way to McKellar on the 7th of June. Will it be Queanbeyan City in the red? Will it be Tigers in the purple? Here's Nico Abbots. Looks to slide one into the path of Blazewski. Doesn't quite come off, but early warning sign.
Well, if it plays out the way the game has been playing, Russ, Queanbeyan City has scored first in each half, so...
That's a great shout, Kelly. I knew I brought you for a reason.
Sometimes
That was that in the interview with the Village Building Company, which you very much enjoyed at half-time.
Russ, stitch up, you wait, payback.
I thought, if I'm doing this, so are you.
There'll be time, there'll be a time.
Look, I will no doubt wait for it and then have to wear it. Might have to owe South Canberra a presentation or something.
No, look, I'm sure Kat would love that.
Here's Miyabiashi. Noah van der Poel. Happy to go back to Noel Guerrero. Noel, been with the club for a couple of years now. Overhits that long ball, but he doesn't mind that crossfield pass. Do you know what? The good thing about this game as well, Kel, is it doesn't matter how long they play tonight because they're playing each other again on the weekend, so there's no real advantage to either team.
No, except that you go through for a grand final this one. And
that's exactly it. And I'm sure if you ask both coaches beforehand, this one or the 3 points on the weekend, and as much as they might dress up the 3 points on the weekend if they don't win tonight, it will be this one that they would want.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, going through, and then if you win the next stage, you get to go play some Sydney teams or Melbourne teams as well. So it's something that all clubs are vying for.
But I'm sure there'll be quite a lot of them that will be channeling their inner Tacos advert, and why not both, eh?
Exactly.
Can't remember the Spanish part of it, can you?
No.
You know exactly what I'm talking about there.
I do. Scary, we're on the same wavelength.
It's horrible, mate. Delivery from Leverett into the middle. Stretch from Edgic.
Good effort to make sure that didn't go out for a corner.
Here goes Taneski. Kept it in, but only presented it to Jack Leverett again. Abbott. Nathan Edgic. All over him back there. No free kick.
It is cold out there. He just wanted to warm up a bit, I think.
That's it. A little bit of a hug. Magic's crossfield ball. Kalfas brings it down. Having a run as well. That's a lovely looking ball over the top, and it's going to find its way for Archie McGregor. Oh dear. Well, he's a player that has got a finish in his locker. He scored 7 goals this season, and you know what?
One of them.
Yeah, that was not one of his best. Not one of his best at all. Porque no los dos, apparently, says Lucy Griffin. Porque no los dos. There you go. Thanks, Lucy. Your Spanish is far better than ours. But everyone knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly right. At least they know that.
You're going to get some good raps as well, Kelly. From Delphina Shakespeare, nonetheless. Loving your call, Kel.
Oh, thanks,
Do you want you to come back more often? You know, I don't know if I want you back more often now you've threatened to get me back after the Village Building Company debacle.
We want to see Dill out in the centre more often. I miss Del's refereeing, so thanks, Del.
I think, if I'm not wrong, she's on the line tomorrow. Assistant referee 1, Delphina Shakespeare, for the Tuggerong versus Croatia semi-final. Looking forward to that one.
All the A-League refs are back.
Guerrero got there ahead of McGregor. Goal kick is the decision for Nathan Shakespeare. 5 minutes into the first half of extra time. Queanbeyan City 2, Tigers 2. Having gone through a penalty shootout last week, do you reckon we could do another?
Look, I think this game is heading towards a penalty shootout. Wouldn't surprise me. And what a way to finish a good game.
Could go either way, couldn't it? Wouldn't like to pick a winner from here. Both have had their moments. Both have staked their claims. Magic's won that header.
And it just makes for a fiery weekend, right?
Well, I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 words exchanged on the weekend from the winning team to those who are second.
But it's just good to see that football in Canberra is now heading head-to-head, and we're not seeing the disparity between the teams so much.
Ayul's ball forward. Carr on Abba. Hasn't had the impact he might have wanted yet, Samuel Abba. Samson Carr's dealt with his threat in the main so far. It's come off of Pitkin. Magic will keep it in and find Lejeune. Whitehead fully recovered from that ball in the stomach, but can't get it past Charlie Ray. Blazewski. Good piece of defensive work. Kalfas. Free kick goes to Queanbeyan City. The foul on Jack Leveritz. A chance for Guerrero and Tokic to go forward, which will give you the indication that Abbott's going to send this one into the mixer again, so to speak.
Yeah, drop it into that penalty spot, which he's good at.
Tokic,
Taking
Abba, Guerrero. Sorry, Kel.
Taking it a few metres forward from where the referee had stopped him, but that's okay.
It might prove the difference. And that's why he's been told to take it back a little bit. It's not exactly taking it back where it needs to be. Oh, now look, Nathan Shakespeare's now got hold of it.
Maybe
he's
you
like,
heard me.
don't make me walk over there with my jar of spray. Abbott's swinging in. Blazewski helps it on. Tokic was the target. McGregor away. Comes out for Van der Poel. Stabbed clear by Pitkin. I don't think that Nathan Shakespeare wanted the 25, 30-metre walk over to spray the shaving cream on the floor.
No, but it just shows that he has the respect from the players as well to listen and move the ball back, even though they like a bit of a challenge.
Yeah, this far back, ref? A bit further over here?
You mean sideways?
Not many chances so far in the first period of extra time. Both sides, I think, very conscious now of the fact that any mistake could prove costly. Pitkin goes home for Lejeune. Blazewski will keep him honest.
Great touch and skill there by the goalkeeper.
Big win, Guerrero. Abba caught hold of that, didn't he?
He did.
Milutinovic caught in 2 minds. Lejeune will come and make up his mind for him. Well done, Marko Milutinovic in the end, just to shepherd it back.
There's a big boot there.
Agricultural thump forward from Abba, but almost paid off. Whiteheads looking for McGregor, peeled away here. Archie McGregor took it down beautifully, and then goes down on the edge of the box. Wants a free kick, and again, nothing doing. Referee superbly placed once more.
And this is what I've liked about the referee. Shakespeare tonight, he's really let this game flow.
Positioning's been excellent, hasn't it? In top class.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just shows why he's in the A-League as well.
Samson Carr, Ayul stretched. Kalfas too strong for Miyabayashi. And finds Bangura, who's come on. Ball swung into the area. Bangura got the head on it.
Fantastic ball there.
When did Augustine Bangura sneak on?
I was just thinking, I think Kalfas came off.
The Kalfas is there, it'd be Nick Taneski.
Taneski, sorry, yeah. because he handed over the
Captain's armband.
Yeah.
While I was looking at my notes.
Just a cheeky sub there. You love it when coaches do that, don't you, Russ?
Yeah, like for like. In theory, Bagura can play a bit deeper, but he's dropped into that left-hand side where Nick Tineski was patrolling. Scored a good goal there.
It was a cracking goal by Tineski.
Nico Abbott's opener seems a long time ago now, doesn't it?
Yeah, you did say that. 80 seconds in, and now we're what? 90 plus.
Here's Abbott's. Might have been offside, was. Yeah, we've now played 10 minutes of the second half. 100 minutes of football. Tony Oliveira says, please pass on my congrats to the World Cup champion coach.
Well, thanks, Tony.
How do you know he's talking to you?
Mate, I don't see a gold medal around your.
Yeah, that's true. Don't see one around yours either. It was a bit of plastic, wasn't it? Abbas ball in. Blazewski gets in behind.
And Tony Oliveira himself has got a challenger coming up ahead with ACT schoolboys selections.
Had a good tour with the Australian schoolboys to the UK over the winter months over there, summer months here. Nico Abbott's with the corner kick again. 4 minutes to the break in this first half of extra time. Jack Leverett was just stretching it out backfield, one of a number of players who's feeling the pinch at the moment. Abbott will take. Clips it in. Guerrero was almost on it. Ayul was. Bagura.
Oh, there's a cramp up the top there. I'm not sure who that is.
Miyabiyashi. It's Nathan Magic down, I think. Abbott comes out for Ray. It's an awful time to cramp up. And the referee stopped it. And I think it's only fair. I think he stopped it earlier for someone who was struggling as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
We will start again with the Queanbeyan ball out here with Miyabiyashi. Plenty of time still to go. 3 left of this half, and then another 15.
There's a lot of cramps going on here. We've got one.
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. Christian Tokic is getting stretched out by Gabe Ayul. Nathan Magic is cramped up completely and will have to go off, and they'll have to defend without him.
Elliott's just given a thumbs up to the bench, though, so I think Magic is fine in that.
They've got Hamish Wales left as an outfield substitute. Been playing as fullback this season. Hamish Wales can fill in at central defence if necessary. Another one, if you haven't seen him, Kelly, who's 6'2", 6'3".
He was a Tuggeranong junior, I believe.
He was, him and his brother. Ball swung in. It's come off Bangura. Guerrero's had a swing. Big, tall, defensive player, Hamish Wales.
I have a question for you, Russ. It's a very random one.
Okay.
Did you ever go to the Zoo and Cage nightclub in Bournemouth?
No, not that one. I left Bournemouth when I was quite young, so.
No clubbing.
Yeah, not there, no.
Sorry, Mel, no clubbing.
I did get to go to Hacienda up in Manchester and Cream in Liverpool, if you look up those places, before they shut. Very famous nightclubs in the UK. And Ibiza, of course. Everyone in the UK has been to Ibiza.
Jealous.
Abbott, Miyabiyashi. You know, you went to end of schoolies up in the Gold Coast. It was Ibiza for us in the UK.
Oh, there you go. I'd rather that.
Around my age. Show my age. Guerrero. Good ball out wide. Charlie Ray's touch. What are the random questions you get asked?
All the time.
Are we going to get a winner? Are we going to get a goal in this extra time period? If we go now, it's going to have to come sooner rather than later. Milutinovic lifts it forwards. No real direction on the pass though. Blazewski met by Ogawa.
You can see that the last 90 minutes that have played out has really tired these players. It's been a sensational game out there, very fast paced. It has not slowed down.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, in extra time, it's been a bit cagier. Considering the prize on offer, Ayul with the throw. Deep into the box. Came off of Guerrero behind Tokic, I believe, and that's why we have a goal kick. Are we going to get a board to say how much is left at the end of this? Wouldn't imagine there'll be much.
A couple of minutes, I would say. A few cramps.
Well, Magic slipped as he tried to deliver, and he's probably cramped up again for a moment.
Probably not the best place to slip either, right?
No, right in front of the Queanbeyan Ultras. Blazewski screaming across there. 1 minute we're going to get of time added on, which we're into now. 5 seconds have been played.
I've been pretty spot on with this extra time.
You've done well,
I
mate.
think maybe I should be a fourthie.
Now that you've retired from coaching at the World Cup level, you just now you're concentrating on taking South Canberra to more glory.
Yeah, why not?
How are they going to cope without your goals for a few weeks?
Oh, look, who knows? I have to teach people how to strike a ball, I think.
I all set a space for Charlie Ray. Skips away from Carr. Finds Abba. Back for Ayul. When he's been robbed by Bailey, now this might be trouble. Oh dear me, that was almost up with us.
Your head.
Guerrero lashed that one up towards us. That's over the roof and in the car park. That might be in the hockey field. What it is half-time in extra time, Kel. And nothing between these two sides, and we still await to find out who will be playing in the final.
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be interesting to see if one team goes out for the win, or they're both just going to sit back and wait for the penalties. Although, Russ, you could have had a header then too.
The way the ball came at us, I mean, it wouldn't have been more of a header, it would have been concussion, and you'd have been on commentary for the rest of the...
I don't think anyone wants to hear that. I don't... No thanks. Keep your head, please.
You'll be leading the comms.
I'm sure some Queanbeyan supporters would love to come up and com.
Did you drive here yourself tonight?
I did.
You did? Didn't come on your own, though?
No. Got my business partner here tomorrow.
Give us a plug for your business again, mate.
The inclusive football coach, so one-on-one coaching for people in Canberra. So, yeah, come along, learn how to shoot a ball, learn some skills.
And is it for all ages?
It's all ages, so we've got young ones from the age of 4, and our eldest is probably about 45 as well. So
I can come along, you can teach me some tricks.
Yeah, I sure can. We're getting ready for the retirement village for you, Russ, so why not? You could show them a few tricks.
Bit of walking football.
Absolutely, it's the whole of the craze now, so why not?
Apparently it is, isn't it? It's all the thing about walking football.
Yeah.
We've got a game tomorrow, Tuggeranong United versus Canberra, Croatia at Canberra 2. Watch that one with myself and Steve Forshaw. We played an hour over in the Women's National Premier League at Gungahlin Enclosed, and the score at the moment is Gungahlin United 1, Canberra, Croatia 1. So that one all square as well. Not a lot between the teams on the weekend, of course. Well, I'll be at High Street, Queanbeyan City versus Tigers, and I'll be at Deakin Stadium for Tuggeranong's turn match against Croatia. Following Sunday, I'll be at Connor Enclosed for Canberra Olympic versus Belconnen in the Women's Premier League. That one's a big game, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. The women's game is just very close this year. Belconnen have streaked ahead, but Olympic gave them a bit of a scare in the Fed Cup semi-final. So it's good that teams are starting to match them. And
we'll have to see if you're around that weekend, Kel.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows what I'm up to?
Who knows if your knee will be supersonic bionic knee by then.
Hopefully.
Once you get the new computer installed.
Hopefully it makes me run faster. That'd be nice.
White Boots does that trick by all accounts.
White Boots?
Makes you look faster.
Yeah, well, there is a few out there. I did have white boots, actually, before I got injured, so probably not a good thing.
I also wore white boots for a while. Substitution. Mishka Namoski is coming on for Takuya Miyabayashi. Mishka Namoski, just a small matter of 302 National Premier League games under his belt.
That is a lot of games.
69 goals as well. Made his debut back in 2004.
Fun fact, I finished high school then.
I was going to say, some of these players out there wouldn't have been born.
No.
Back in 2004 when Mishkanamoski made his bow. Here he is on the ball. He's come on for Miyabiashi. Likes to play in the 10 role normally. Get on the ball, can create. Takes a really good set piece as well, Mishkanamoski. We'll see if he gets the chance to show it. Free kick goes the way of Queanbeyan City. Reminder that we've got 15 minutes to go. Though I forgot to start my watch, so how long have we played?
Lucky you're not a referee.
About 30 seconds. Oh, it's only 15 seconds off, so that's okay. Well, that's why Nathan has 2 watches.
Starts one 15 seconds earlier,
Yeah,
I reckon.
yeah, 100%. Offside against Thomas Blasevski. It's getting to the stage where you feel that any goal would be the winner. It'd be really hard for whoever concedes to pick themselves up off the canvas to get themselves back into the contest should they concede. Lejeune. Bangura, high foot against Christian Tokic. His foot must have been high if he was high on Christian Tokic.
That's a very high foot. Very acrobatic to get it that high.
So for all these things that you do, Kel, coach of different teams, World Cup coach, scoring goals as well, you have actually been a goalkeeper too. And what stage do the goalkeepers out there start thinking about penalties? Does it cross your mind at this stage, do you think? Or is it you just concentrate on the game for the time being, and if it comes, it comes? Because it would be natural for them to start thinking now, geez, there's 14 minutes or 30 minutes to go. Penalties might be the decider. I've got to stop one.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think their focus is on the game at this stage. I don't think they're thinking about penalties right now. They're hoping that their team can get the win in normal time or extra time. But yeah, it would be crossing your mind that the next phase of this game is going into penalties, and what do I need to do to make that save, and have I done my research?
Quite often in penalty shootouts, one save can prove the difference. And it's not on the goalkeepers often, is it? They're not expected to make the saves.
No, exactly right. I think it's the hardest part for a goalkeeper in a penalty shootout, but we do see some magnificent saves.
We talked about this briefly in the last commentary we did together, which went to penalties in the women's semi-final. And I mentioned the Peter Schmeichel book I read, where he said he picked the 5 penalties. He just decided to go left, left, right, or something like that. He would pick the 5 ways he was going to dive, and he didn't care what happened.
Which made him probably one of the best goalkeepers in the world, right? Peter Schmeichel.
Yeah, but he often saved penalties, so maybe that's the way to go. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves, or I am anyway. 12 minutes and a bit to go. Still plenty of time for a winner. Van der Poel brought down by Bangura.
Some lazy tackles now that we're seeing as the players tie throughout the game.
Yeah, lazy leg. Augustin Bangura shouldn't really have that problem, though. He's only been on the field for a bit. Came on at the start of extra time, I think. Nomoski over this set piece. As I mentioned, he does have a really good delivery. All his over 300 games worth of experience, he'd love to loft one like into the box. And he's come off a defender, came off Carr. And, well, Lejeune looked a lot calmer than a lot of people around him. Whitehead, Pitkin, Milutinovic, Magic. You can feel the cool breeze, can't you? Well, the cool breeze, the cool air through the window.
You can, but it did save your head from being knocked off too. So.
That's true. Some would say that's a bad thing. Leverett's upended Whitehead. Now this is an opportunity, and it's in a good position for Tigers. 4 minutes into the second half of extra time. The 110th minute of the cup tie. They did score in the 112th against Gungahlin United at the start of the second half of extra time with an Archie McGregor header from a corner kick, did the Tigers. We're in that kind of territory. Shandon Whitehead with a free kick. Cluster of players on that far post. Whitehead dinks it into the middle. Was met by Guerrero. Nemoski's clearance bounces back to him. And he's got runners ahead, and one of them's Abba through the middle, and he's onside, Sam Abba. The flag stays down, it's Abba! Oh, and he's wasted it. It was a glorious opportunity. He could have taken it on.
He could have. He had so much time and space there on the ball, Russ, and his option was to shoot, which is a bit disappointing when he had so much space in front of him.
Could have ran it closer. Will they come to rue that moment? McGregor balked away by Guerrero. What a glorious opportunity. Broke the offside trap.
It was a brilliant ball through too. Great vision.
Didn't look comfortable, did he? I think that what threw him, and I'll come back to it in a second, that's a yellow card shortly for Noah van der Poel for the pull on the shirt. And it is. What threw him, I think, was Lejeune was a long way out of position. And he saw the goal gaping and thought, can I hit that open goal before he gets back? I think if he had his time again, he would have taken another couple of touches and taken it in.
Yeah, I think one-on-one with the keeper would have been a better option, but, you know, as strikers, you want to go for glory as well, and that's the option he saw.
Speaking of glory, Shandon Whitehead's already scored a free kick from this kind of distance, a bit more centrally. Helped in by Middleton, right on the cusp of the stroke of half-time, and here's Shandon Whitehead over the top of this. The left-footed set-piece expert. It's Whitehead. It's a decent one. Middleton this time clutches it firmly.
Yeah, he was very ready for that ball, Middleton. I don't think he wanted to make the same error as he did in that second half.
Blazewski has been found by Leverett. Abba's in the middle. Went over his head. It was 2-on-1 momentarily there. It was good defending by Shandon Whitehead. McGregor offside again. Over on the far side, Adam Powers flagging. With the flag, not physically. Blazewski got there. Pitkin, blind pass, but must have got the call of Magic. Looking for McGregor again. It's an out ball they've tried a few times, but Gabriel Ayala's already been there. You're watching live. Extra time in the Australia Cup semi-finals here. Hahn Australia Cup qualifying semi-finals brought to you by Allstate Towing, Electro Tinj, Deakin Club, Kitro Excavations, Rhythm Snowsports, Canberra PC Repair, LJ Hooker and Xela Constructions. Here's Abba on that left flank and pulls it back, and Abbott! Oh, he's put it wide. Expected the net to bulge. Nico Abbott in a position of authority that he loves, and somehow he's not hit the target, Kelly.
Yeah, that was an odd strike there. You thought that was about to hit the back of the net, but eyes deceive us, Russ.
Well, the connection was pure. The direction was not.
Yeah, it looked like he took his eyes off the ball there too, which probably put his head up and just mishit it a little bit.
A couple of really good chances, that. And Tomohiro Ogawa, he's already been booked. And he might be off here, and he is. A second yellow card for Tomohiro Ogawa. And halfway through the second half of extra time, Tigers down to 10.
Yeah, and I agree with Nathan there. He went into that challenge studs up, and that deservedly was a yellow card there. A silly challenge, no need for it.
Well, I'm not sure how the regulations work in the Cup anymore, but that would normally put you out of the final, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and I do think they do carry over into a normal game, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know whether he sees them off in the league before the final, or whether he's now banned from the final.
Yeah.
I don't know. The regulations seem to change every year.
Over to you, James White.
Yeah, someone tell us. Abba. His approach work was brilliant for the chance. He's done well again. Has momentum shifted in favour of the underdogs here?
You would think so, but can Tigers just defend this out to penalties? There's not much longer to go.
Abbott turns away beautifully again. Abbott beaten to it by Bangura. Whitehead hunting in packs. Bangura runs into Ray. Free kick goes the way of Tigers. Almost 10 minutes gone here, and there's a card here for Angus Pitkin. Has got something to say. Bit of ill discipline. Not much doubt about the second yellow card, I don't think, for the high foot on Van der Poel.
No, I would agree that it was a dangerous tackle.
McGregor sends it across. Bangura threw himself at it. It's a really good attempt, to be fair.
It was.
Namoski finds Abba. He's tripped by Samson Carr, who's going to be the latest to see yellow.
There was quite a smart foul there. There was a counter-attack on there by Queanbeyan, and Tigers were outnumbered, so I don't blame him for taking that play down.
Taking one for the team, as they say. Nick Middleton over the free kick for Queanbeyan City, with the numerical advantage as well. Up towards Guerrero, good win by Milutinovic. McGregor away, Bangura helps it on. Ayul nods it back, Abbott on the turn. Wasn't a bad ball, nobody in red gambled. Magic looking increasingly like penalties, unless there's a dramatic conclusion. Bailey, McGregor busting a gut to get there. Excellent work defensively by Noah Van der Poel.
They matched each other for speed there.
In front of the Tigers fans. Angus Bailey will take this corner kick. Three and a half to play. 3.5 between us and the lottery of the shootout. Bailey into the area above McGregor. It's a delicious ball. Whitehead, Pitkin, Whitehead, Blazewski snapping at his heels. Did well. Megic, lovely popped pass for Milutinovic. Great feet from the big centre-back, Marko Milutinovic. And a lovely tackle. Jack Leverett watched him the whole way. How's your nerves, Tigers fans? How's your nerves, Queanbeyan fans?
Not long to go. I think this game may be decided with penalties, Russ.
Feels like that. It does feel like that. There may be one big chance before the end, though. Tokic clips it forward. Blazewski with Whitehead. Van der Poel, Ray, Abbott, Guerrero. Now will Guerrero to bring it forward. An exchange of passes almost works for Van der Poel, who does have it. It's Abbott's flags up. Offside against Nico Abbott. 2 minutes to go. If this was American football, with the old 2-minute warning, we offer a 10-minute ad break.
What are you going to advertise, Russ?
Well, your inclusive coaching course. Everything else, of course. Loads of things going on in Canberra we could talk about for 10 minutes, but we're not going to. Milutinovic, don't need to, we're just talking about the game. Nikos Kalfas spinning away and finding Whitehead. McGregor's on the far post, that's the only option at the moment. It's not a bad one. Ayul was tracking back, it's come off Carr. Abba wins it for Queanbeyan. It's been an epic. Queanbeyan City, their first ever cup semi-final. No matter what happens from here on in, they will remember this one for a long time.
It's been a fantastic game by both teams.
45 seconds or so to go, plus whatever's going to be added on. Is there one final chance for either side? Bangura spins away from Leverett and sends a good-looking ball towards Kalfas, but it's too close to Middleton. Some tired legs now. Charlie Ray. Carr can't intercept, and it allows Abba to collect and have a go. Sam Abba bounces past one. Megic uses all of experience, and Sam Abba just throws him to the floor there. bit unnecessary from Sam Abbott. He's been sent off once this season. In the meantime, 2 minutes of stoppage time, we're told, by the fourth official. 2 minutes before we start looking at penalties. It doesn't look like a winning goal is going to be forthcoming.
No, not at this stage, Russ. I think both teams are defensively strong.
But you would have seen your team that you support win games from here before, in stoppage time.
Yeah, absolutely. Cheeky Harry Maguire.
Brought down. Bounces kindly for Nomofsky, who will surely be on the list of penalty takers should it go that far, which it looks like it will. Van der Poel somehow winning it on the ground. And still battling away and comes away with it, and the free kick goes against him. Wants to be a bit careful, don't over-egg the pudding. Already got a yellow card.
Yeah, we don't need any more send-offs in this game.
A minute to go, 60 seconds. This will probably be the last chance for the Tigers. Nathan Medjic over it. Taking his time, the 10 men, which will mean that Queanbeyan City will have to take one of theirs off the list of penalty takers. I wonder who will be the lucky or unlucky one, depending on your viewpoints. Whitehead. Middleton away. Be interested to see what end we go for penalties.
Yeah, it's a hard choice. Do you hope the CVOs are ready to go?
Don't see how you can stop people from going behind the goal in an open venue like this one. They may well try. By my calculations, that's it. Nick Middleton to send it forward. A glance at one of the watches from Nathan Shakespeare. A double check on one of the others. Abbott's brought it down. Van der Poel. Middleton launches it forward. Medjic away. We're just stoppage time at the end of extra time. And there won't be any more. And we will go to penalties to decide who will play in the Hahn Australian Cup qualifying final. And Kelly Sturton, whilst it's one of those situations where it's now the lottery or the luck of the shootout, neither side really deserved to lose it in 120.
No, that's right, Ross. I think both teams deserve to go through. It's been a fantastic game and they've both shown their power. Now it comes down to the luck of penalty shootouts and who's the better takers or who's the better keeper out there.
Well, let's have a 2-minute break and then we'll come back for the shootouts at full time here at extra time. Queanbeyan City 2, Tigers 2. So here we go. South Jerrabomberra Regional Sporting Complex. In its short time, it's probably never seen anything quite so dramatic as what we're about to witness. It's penalty shootout time in the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying semi-final. Queanbeyan City against Tigers FC. 2-2 at the end of the 90 minutes. Nico Abbott after 80 seconds. Thomas Blazewski after 52 minutes in between times. Nick Tedeschi 14 minutes in. Shandon Whitehead in the last minute of the first half. And Kelly Sturton's with myself for us, Gibbs. And Kelly, penalties. Well, it's anybody's game now, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams deserve the win, but for the second time commentating, and we're going into a penalty shootout.
Going to show my age even more now. In the immortal phrase of the Highlander, there can be only one. Which one will it be? Christopher Lambert and all that. Sean Connery.
Sean Connery, you're going back.
That was a good movie, actually. Less said about Highlander 2 and 3.
I don't think I've ever seen Highlander.
Have you not? Well, you need to see one. The immortal. Great soundtrack by Queen as well.
Yeah, I do love Queen.
Yeah, you'll fancy that then. So we're going to go to our left, it would seem. And the crowd, the CVOs are telling the fans to stay away from behind the goal, which is good work from those guys. Everyone will crowd down towards that end of the park to get a better view. Well played, I think, the CVOs. Do you not think, Kel?
Yeah, absolutely. Really switched on. Without those club volunteers, the referees would have had trouble trying to keep anyone away from behind those goals.
It would have been impossible, and I thought it might be impossible. So who's going to go first? Whose nerve holds first? Nico Abbott is striding forward for Queanbeyan City. It would make sense if he is the first man to go forwards. The most experienced player on the park for the City outfit. The goal scorer supreme. And he will fancy to get his team off to a start. Mentioned it in the shootout at Deakin. The team that goes first most often wins. Didn't happen that night.
No, you jinxed yourself.
Didn't happen that night. Will it happen this night? Doesn't say always wins. Most often wins. Nico Abbott, first cab off the rank for Queanbeyan City as they seek a place in the cup final. Sends Lejeune the wrong way and loves it. The Argentinian scores the goal, which puts his team in top, and then goes to see his keeper and says, can you keep out this one from Marko Milutinovic? Inherited the captain's armband from Nick Tedeschi. Central defender who in the NPL has scored 5 times. He's got one this season. Nick Middleton. He's a good shot stopper, the Queanbeyan goalkeeper. Here's Milutinovic. Same corner, same result. 1-1. Good penalty, Kelly.
Beautiful penalty. Both penalties on point.
Miško Nelmoski, the substitute. The man with 300 games of experience, taking his time as he strolls to the penalty spots. Another who will not be fazed by the moment or the occasion. Willem Lejeune with the mind games.
You gotta love it when the keepers and strikers or penalty takers have a bit of a standoff.
The left-footed spot kick taker, Nelmoski for Queanbeyan City. Lejeune, a big frame in that Tigers goal. And comfortably into the opposite corner from Miško Nelmoski. 3 quality penalties so far.
Absolutely. All bottom corners, which is nice to see too.
And all of them sending the keeper the wrong way. Angus Bailey's turn. If you keep your uppies as he strolls to the penalty spot, you can't see it outside your shots. You might in a moment. Been a good walk this from Angus Bailey. Good control. Got touch, got technique. He's got ability as Angus Bailey. Has he got the nerve from the penalty spot for Tigers? He does.
Buried that one.
Again, the keeper goes the wrong way, and it's absolutely hammered home. And Angus Bailey scores. Noah van der Poel, his walk to the penalty spot, slightly quicker than others.
Wants to get over and done with.
Confident young footballer. Up against Lejeune. Oh, he palms it into the corner of the net. Heart in mouth moment for Noah van der Poel, but he's got away with it.
Very close. A little bit unlucky there from the keeper. Did get his hands to it, but positionally wise, just batted it back into the net.
Nathan Medjic next up for Tigers. They've been playing catch-up in the shootout since the first penalty. This is their third. Another player who will have no doubts about the confidence of taking the spot kick. It's Nathan Medjic for Tigers. And Middleton with a wonderful save. It's an outstanding stop. One-handed department over the bar. What a save.
Fantastic save there by Middleton. Top notch.
Advantage Queanbeyan. Blazewski, who scored the equalizer to make it 2-2. To give Queanbeyan City a 4-2 lead in the shootout. The teenage tearaway for Queanbeyan City. Tigers need a Lejeune miracle, and he doesn't get one. And Blazewski scores, and Queanbeyan City are on the brink. Archie McGregor must score for Tigers FC. Has to put this away if the Tigers are to stay in the cup. Archie McGregor, who has scored 7 goals this season for the Tigers, scores to keep them in it. But it's all on this. Naul Guerrero, if he scores, Queanbeyan are in their very first Hahn Australia Cup qualifying final. If he misses, Tigers have a lifeline. A purposeful stride, slow but confident from Naul Guerrero. Queanbeyan City potentially one kick from the cup final. Guerrero for the men in red. Bedlam for them! Queanbeyan City upset the odds and are in the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying final. It's a remarkable story. Promoted last year and into the final. Kelly Sturton, unbelievable scenes.
Absolutely. Great to see Queanbeyan go through to their first final. Unlucky to Tigers, but a fantastic save by Middleton to get Queanbeyan through.
A wonderful one-handed save, a brilliant stop. We did talk in the broadcast earlier in the game about how you might need to just make that one save, but what a save, because that penalty hit by Medjic was hit with some power.
Oh, absolutely. And look, I think the ricochet, but his performance, Middleton, he made that error in the 90 minutes, and he's come back to save his team and push him through to the final.
And when Queanbeyan City needed their players to keep their nerve, Nico Abbott, Mishko Nomoski, Noah van der Poel, Thomas Blazewski and Naul Guerrero did exactly that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's great to see. Unfortunate for Tigers. Let's hopefully they can regain and recoup and come back on the weekend and they challenge each other again.
Scenes of utter delight on one side, scenes of utter despair on the other. It's delirium for Queanbeyan City. They are the ones that will progress to the Hahn Australia Cup qualifying final. Over to you, Tuggeranong and Croatia, for who they will meet. It finished at full time here, Queanbeyan City 2, Tigers FC 2 after extra time. But in the penalty shootout, it's Queanbeyan City who prevail by 5 goals to 3.